Welcome, everybody. This is CBSI Presents Tales from the Flipside, number 25. I'm Dino. I just been buying a lot of comics lately. So, boys, introduce yourselves.
Hey, P-Dubs here. New night for us, kind of a new time, but same Jim Beam.
Oh, God.
I can't wait. This is Scotty Too Hottie coming in from chilly Philly. Go Birds.
What's up, guys? It's Brian, Silverman's Comics. I'm digging the Monday night thing, and I'm glad that my San Francisco Giants are going to be getting Andrew McCutchen from the Pirates.
Kutch is an awesome player, man.
He's a beast, man. I wish the Tigers would do something, but alas, they don't do anything.
There's been a lot of moves going on. It's been crazy.
And the Tigers haven't done one, I don't think. So that's our year. Going to the toilet bowl.
Yeah, well, we got the Phillies, so.
Well, yeah, it's true. Oh, boys, what'd you anything we want to rip off before we talk about what you guys do? Anything by
How about
comics?
that Minnesota game last night?
Crazy, dude, crazy.
Oh my God, I can't believe that guy whiffed like that.
You see my post in the mod chat?
Yeah, who was that doing the stunner?
Stone Cold Steve Austin. So hilarious, dude. My buddy texted it to me.
It looks perfect.
I know, it's sad. It's sad. You know what's funny? Like Jimmy Johnson said it too. He said, I think he kind of went for the lower hit and tried not to hit him so he wouldn't get a defensive pass interference penalty. Mm-hmm. But at that point, you should have stopped. And the bad part is he was kind of close to the touch line. Like, I don't know if he would have had enough power to like not get him from going out of bounds, but who knows? I mean, they screwed up. The bigger play was when Sean Payton used that second challenge on that play when he shouldn't have and just should have let it go and lost 2 timeouts.
Yeah. But my God, if that guy just stops and keeps him in front of him.
Yeah. Well, the bigger story is how they didn't kick the extra field goal and the line was 5.5.
Yeah.
That nobody really wants to talk
fishy,
about.
Huh?
Yeah.
You know what that dude missing reminded me of? What was that movie back in the 90s with Damon Wayne? And the football player. Yeah. And the football player owes money to the bookies. Just like
funny.
Shoot people on the
So when's the next game? I don't follow football.
It'll be next
closely.
weekend.
So who's playing?
The Eagles are playing the Vikings, and the Patriots are playing the Jaguars.
Final Four?
Yep.
Fucking Patriots.
I mean, the Patriots had the best run at it. I mean, honestly, I think the Vikings are going to win. I hate to say it, but I think the Vikings are going to win. And then I think the Patriots-Jaguars game is a lot closer than people expect. They got the number 1 defense, man. It's nasty.
Jaguars are not putting up 45 points against the Patriots.
Well, I don't think the Patriots are going to put up 45 points either.
It's Tom Brady, though.
Yeah. Well, they got Gronk, and nobody can really stop Gronk. So, but
Tom Brady can only be stopped by one man, and that's Eli Manning.
Yeah, I want to know how Ben got this J. Scott Campbell box made. But anyways,
what is it?
He got a J. Scott Campbell. He should be in all these comics in a jscottcampbell.com box.
He probably ordered it from.
I wonder what he ordered. I feel inquisitive.
Probably one of those 8 variant sets.
Yeah, signed.
Yeah, signed, double-sided.
Fucking, IG. That's all that kid posts nowadays on IG. Campbell is him just signing fucking millions of books. It's like, dude, really get a life.
Makes so much money signing his name.
He came with a full J. Scott Campbell Gwen Stacy body pillow.
I forget who it was on Unpressable Defects was saying like you get like 6 of his signatures every time you buy one of those books.
Yeah, I think that was Sean.
But it's so true.
Yeah, I don't blame him. Hey, money's money, man. It's the best gig you got, right? You really don't have to do much. You bake out. You fucking make a cover the same cover every month, kind of, and just sign your name to it. That's
yeah. I mean, I bet he has like a template for his chick now, and he just changes the details.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. It's just like a body, and he's like, today it'll be a Spider Gwen, and next time it'll be fucking.
He just spins a wheel.
Yeah, that would be funny.
Where's darts?
Adam Hughes on his Facebook had a sketch up that someone paid $7,000 for.
How much?
$7,000. For a custom sketch.
Was it badass though, or was it?
I don't know. It depends. I like his paint, style.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You have to look it up. I'll see if I can find a link in the.
I follow Hughes on Instagram. No, I mean, you know what's funny? Like, I don't mind Adam. He's all right dude to me. I mean,
I was
him hang out all the time.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've talked to him on Instagram. I mean, he's all right. I mean, he's cool. I mean,
take it a world of beers.
We'll talk about that too. That was the best time I think I've ever had with you.
Oh shoot! I was probably still drunk from the flight.
Oh, it's terrible, terribly terrible.
I don't see it on his Instagram.
Tell you what, Hughes does sell books though.
I do like his Birds of Prey number 20 that's coming out.
Yeah, I'm getting some of them.
Speaking of Hughes, I just picked up from Stein. I picked up Tomb Raider 47.
Yeah, I love those Tomb Raider books.
Yeah, so from Stein, I guess we'll talk a recap what I just bought. So I bought Superboy 9. Well, I haven't bought it, but Superboy 9, which isn't. I bought that Green Lost Army number 2. That female Green Lantern cover.
Oh, I had that one. I still do.
And then I got Patty Walker Hellcat 7, the Incentive, the Tedesco cover. That looks like Lindsay Lohan kind of.
Speaking gibberish to me.
That book was hot when it came out.
I know.
I mean, I haven't followed it, but I remember I had it and I flipped it.
And then I got Mighty Thor number 1, the variant edition, the Jane Foster one, when she's Thor, female Thor.
I like that Tomb Raider.
And then I got off a tray. I got that Vision number 1, but I got it from Stein that he was talking about. Vision number 1, Tomb Raider 47, and then I got Lois and Clark 8 with little Kent. So with John. So that's what I just picked up.
Do you guys like that Tomb Raider 33? Just in the silver bikini.
I like the 48 one.
47's nice too.
Yeah, there's a lot of really nice ones. That and his Wonder Woman run is really good. There's some really good. I'm surprised those books haven't picked up at all.
And I think
to start looking for some Wonder Woman books later this year.
It's tough, man. I look for Wonder Woman books, dude.
It's volume 2, like around. I think it starts around 140 or 150 up to 200. I think.
I like the one where she's flying into the jet and you're looking like at the pilot. You know what I'm talking about?
It's like an 80s one, right?
From number 80, or what are you talking about?
No, the 1980s.
Oh, I don't think so. It's modern.
Those Hughes Wonder Woman books, they jumped a couple years ago. It's like they jumped up and his Catwoman books weren't doing too hot, and then they switched, and then also the right now the Alex Garner Wonder Woman books seem to be hot.
Which Tomb Raider do you like, Scott?
48, I believe it is.
Yeah, he's got that. You should look on his.
She's in a bikini, standing up.
Oh, is that 34? You mean? Because 48's the one where she's crouched.
Let me see. No, that's not the one.
150s. There it is. Wonder Woman number 195 from 2003.
Oh man, everybody's buying it right now.
Right? Yeah. I'm the new tray of CBSI. I'll send a link in the YouTube.
45 it is. Do you know?
Oh, 45?
Yeah, 195, Mike.
Yeah, he doesn't have that one. He has everyone but that one.
That's probably my favorite.
195, you said?
Yeah, I sent a link in the to eBay on the Hangouts.
Everybody start bidding on that. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a cool cover. I like that cover.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, he's got some. There's some good ones in there.
I like the Noto Wonder Woman covers too.
I don't think I've seen them.
I like some of the Boland ones too.
Yeah, the ball ones are nice.
Bowl ones are getting harder and harder to find, boys.
I got a 63 and 9/8 and a whatever the other one is, 70 whatever.
So I've been collecting a lot of moderns lately, and Baltimore's gonna hate me, dude. I don't know, man. I might have. I don't know. Yeah, Baltimore. On site.
Oh,
I don't know,
You're
dude.
gonna max it out.
Oh my god.
What was the max?
30,
25?
I think.
50?
I think it's 50. I think it's 50.
50, yeah.
But it's gonna be bad. We'll see though. We'll see if they're all 9/8. I've been finding ghost hunting books, a lot of moderns, cool variants. So
Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out how many books I need to mule home next year.
It's gonna be a shit ton, man. That's gonna be a problem.
I just hope it's not 95 degrees.
Doesn't Indy have on site? Aren't you guys going there?
No,
you can drop off. They don't have on site.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 30. I think it's $30. 30 or 20. I think it's 30.
For what?
On site.
On site was 30.
At 30. Adam Lebenick was saying it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
There's on site at C2E2, so I can just mule them to at Indy if you want to mule them to the bit. No, I'm joking.
Sean will do it
Is
for
that
you.
the one in Chicago?
Yeah, that's the one in Chicago. I always want to go, dude, but I don't know. Maybe if Ben goes, maybe I'll go. I don't know yet. I mean, Chicago's not that far. I mean, the only problem
for you?
it's 6 hours ish.
Far enough.
Yeah, I know. But and then the other problem is back to back on Indy. So Indy's the first weekend, and then it's next week in C2E2.
Oh yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, it's like
I can't wait for Indy.
it's gonna be crazy. I'm more excited about. I mean, dude, I only have like 3 short boxes of personal books now, probably. But I'm gonna start buying. I think I might not even be in the booth most of the time. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Because I'm in a selling mode right now, Dino.
Okay. Okay. It's not like you can't text me, and if you need a heavy hitter to come back, I'll tell him. Yeah, you just don't know you need the book yet, so I tell everybody. You don't know you need it.
That's hilarious.
So, but
Who would you guys like to see play Batman?
Yeah, I saw that article on comicbookmovie.com that Jake Gyllenhaal is up for it if Ben Affleck walks.
I mean, is that serious? Is that serious news that he's gonna walk? I mean,
yeah,
I think he's been wanting to do that for a while.
I mean, he didn't even do like a whole movie. He just did cameos. I mean, he did Batman, Superman, but I mean,
why did it? I didn't really get into the drama. Did anyone ever read what his reassoning was? It's probably in that article I just read.
He's going through like alcohol treatment.
Oh, is he really? Did he break up with what's her name? Electra?
Jennifer Gardner.
I don't think so, but I know he's like.
Here's
that together.
Here's the goofy gossip. I know about this shit. I guess they're living in like separate, like they have like obviously like a big property, and I think she's living in the main house and he's living in like the second house or whatever.
The maid's quarters.
The maid, yeah, which is like basically the size of our cribs probably. So.
Ultra Maximus is saying he also sexually assaulted some woman.
Everybody did it, man. Everybody's doing it.
Yeah, that was funny though. Like I like how blatant his thing was. I think he was hammered.
That wouldn't surprise me.
On the TLR, there I saw a clip of it. It reminded me of Joe Namath. Like, remember when he was hammered?
Oh God, hitting on Susie Colbert. That's fucking hilarious.
That was
dude.
Ben Affleck, but he was just very hands-on.
Oh Jesus.
He went all Banyan on her.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like I know in the outline there's Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Jake Gyllenhaal. Why don't we just have Hardy do it? Tom Hardy's doing everything else.
I don't think Joseph Gordon-Levitt could bulk up enough.
Yeah, my pick would be Carl Urban.
Okay.
Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. It's a good one.
I mean, I think Jake Gyllenhaal would make a good Batman, but I'd like to see someone like Carl Urban.
I could see Joseph Gordon being a little Robin-y.
Unless they do a Batman Beyond, right?
Yeah, they do something with a skinnier.
There was also rumor that John Hamm would play him.
Oh God.
I wonder if they keep Ben Affleck on as like the old Batman. If they did Batman Beyond,
That would be cool.
that way he could get
Old
fat
Bruce.
and keep drinking.
Yeah. That's probably what it is. He doesn't want to stay in shape. He doesn't want to do the action moves.
I think there's some behind the scenes stuff with the whole. He was directing. He's not directing. I mean, who knows? But I myself, I liked Ben Affleck's Batman.
He was the only one. He was the only one who didn't show up to that one the All-Star Con or whatever the hell it was, right? The rest of the cast of Justice League was there except Ben Affleck.
Yeah, wasn't that the one that was like a clusterfuck of a con too?
Yeah. No one was happy on that one.
They were
except the actors.
One of the sites is talking about Trey's boy Kyle Chandler, coach from Friday Night Lights, Coach Taylor. I don't know about that.
I don't know. They should just do like a 30-minute short with a couple different actors and let the public vote.
I can see that Luke Evans kid. Luke
Vote-
Evans
vote
from
for this.
Fast and Furious 6. I don't know. We'll see. Somebody has Keanu Reeves on his fucking list.
Come on.
And then they have Eric Bana too. Oh, Jesus. They have Colin Farrell. That'd be interesting. I mean, I don't know if he'd do like Irish to English. I don't know. But anybody else got any picks out there besides Gyllenhaal and Levitt?
No, I think Levitt. Yeah. Batman
Carl
Beyond's a good
Urban.
idea.
Oh, Carl Urban. Yeah, he's on here too. He's like way down on the list, dude. He's like 15.
That's because he's the most badass.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. See what happens. Other side of Batman, I was reading today that they want to do Red Sun anime.
Yeah, I read
Or
that
not
article.
anime. You know what I mean?
Animated.
Yeah, cartoon.
But we brought that up when we read Red Sun, I think.
We did.
Yeah,
But
I
did we
mean,
say
it has to happen.
did we say Bruce Timm or did we not name anybody? Was it public who was looking into it at that time?
I don't think it was public. I just thought we talked about how it could be a cool.
I think we talked about how it should be something.
Yeah. And like we said, I don't think it could be it could be a movie, but it'd be probably better as a cartoon or
Hard to
animated.
stay to the source material.
Are prices going up on Red Sun right now?
Nah, I don't think so.
It's a tough book because it's so thick.
Yeah. What's any update on the Gotham guy by Gaslight?
No, I got it still sitting in the
It'll be out
box.
on January 23rd. What this article says. Blu-ray is released on February 6th, which doesn't.
I don't think that's happening.
Whatever. No, of Gotham by Gaslight.
Yeah.
You don't think it's happening? What do you mean?
I mean, I don't think it's getting released on that date if you're not hearing anything about it.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I saw trailers.
They released trailers.
Yeah, they just released yeah, okay. So 13 hours ago, I don't know where this is. They released a new trailer for Gotham by Gaslight on I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know where
Scott.
That'd be better than that Batman Harley Quinn one.
I didn't even try it.
Yeah.
Trey
Yeah, they
was-
just released it on YouTube. So
Trey was saying that all the other DC animateds were on spot, wasn't he? That they're all pretty damn good.
yeah.
A lot of them are good, but
Yeah.
not all of them are super good.
What other ones should you avoid? Like the Harley Quinn one was a waste.
Killing
Dark Knight
Joke.
Returns is
Killing
good.
Joke. God, I went to the fucking theater for that with a couple of buddies. Oh, man.
Dark Knight Returns is really good.
I thought the Suicide Squad animated was better than the movie.
Yeah, that one was really good.
Year one is good too.
Flashpoint was great.
Flashpoint. What's the one with is Year One the same one with Damian and Batman? Son of Batman? Son of Batman,
No.
I think was decent.
That's one that Deathstroke in it, right?
Yeah.
I was actually, God, I'm still pissed about missing our Flipside when we reviewed Red Sun. But now I can't remember my comments. And but if you haven't read that, it's a great mini. It's only 3 issues, right? But they're thick.
Yeah, but I mean, they're definitely longer
Yeah.
They're like issue and a half each, so it's a little bit longer of a read than just 3 books, but it's definitely worth it.
We should. I don't know if we should review another trade or maybe an animated movie or something. Should get something else in the works. I like that.
Have you guys been reading anything?
No.
Any new
Credit
stuff?
card statement.
Credit card statements. I picked up some. I haven't read it yet. I picked up Death Dealer by Frazetta, and I'm going down to John Z. Fucking Black Hole of Death, and then the guide to pre-code horror books, which I don't think is like that crazy. It's just pictures and stuff. So.
I got something here for X-Men fans. X-Men Grand Design. It's basically like a history of the X-Men, like in condensed form, but it's done in like a retro art style. It's pretty cool.
How thick is it?
I mean, it's a comic book, so there's.
Oh,
I mean, it's a little bit thicker than normal, but there's 2 issues out. I think there's a 3rd one coming out.
I didn't know if it was like the Marvel or DC Encyclopedia. You know what I'm saying? Like
no. I mean, it's literally probably like as thick as Saga 1.
Oh, okay.
But it's definitely a cool read. Cool artwork. Like I said, it's all retro style, so even the pages are like they look like they're brown. Not brown, but like tan, I'd say.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, check it out. X-Men Grand Design. It's pretty cool. It's worth reading.
When did that come out?
Issue 2 just came out last week, I believe. So issue 1 was like a month ago.
Speaking of X-Men, that X-23 ass variant sold out, I guess, in 3 minutes. Or if you ask Dan Piercy, the bunny butt.
The bunny butt.
Who did that? Was that what? Enhakili? No, the Li Huang or
I don't even know where you could buy it. I just knew it existed, and I didn't even know what day it came out or where you could buy it.
yeah, that's all. There's about I think 8 shops. Golden Apple, Frankie's, all those other.
All of them, yeah. It's over $100 already on eBay.
The conglomerates.
Yeah.
The Illuminati.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ed Hockley wrote is the artist.
Yeah, Ed Hockley. That's what I thought you said too. I'm like, Ed Hockley, the referee?
I was thinking, Hayek Lee.
You gotta pull out your best Mel. Ed Hockley.
Yeah. That's what I do on some of my videos where I don't know the names. I just do it real quick.
It's hilarious. Just tap the mic. Hey, talk about shovel.
Yeah. Sometimes I just say, and whoever that artist is, because I'll butcher the damn name.
Brian, did you follow CES this year at all?
I did a little bit. I was watching, reading some articles and watching some YouTube videos.
Is that the biggest tech show of the year, or am I wrong?
I believe it is.
It is.
I didn't hear anything. It's just like a fizzle.
So I mean, I was looking at it, and especially when you showed us the outline, it looked like, from what I was reading, Amazon, their Alexa stuff is like all over everything, of course. But they're also, Google's starting to launch similar. They're trying to have that foothold also. So they have like a Lenovo smart display that's going to be like the Alexa show or the Amazon show. But LG Smart InstaView refrigerator is going to have Alexa. Ford is going to have Alexa in their Sync 3 system. And Scipio, that makes smart power strips and light switches, is going to have Alexa in it for smart homes. Nightingale sleep aid system is going to work with Alexa.
Jesus Christ.
GE is going to have this halo-looking lamp thing that also has Alexa.
Skynet's not going to take us over.
Oh, here we go. Here we go over to Skynet.
Man. Look at that. They're going to be in everything.
And Dish is going to use Alexa in their set-top boxes to channel hop.
Ugh.
So
I think the coolest thing I saw out of CES was the Samsung Wall TV things.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
that was another thing I was so they have the 146-inch TV.
dope.
Christ.
And
I'm gonna put it in my.
Go ahead.
And they have they were showing 8K televisions also.
8K.
And then LG had a 65-inch OLED rollable.
Yeah,
4K
that's what I was going to talk about.
So like rolled up like a poster.
How can the image get any better than than it is.
I mean, how good is the human eye? I mean,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
exactly.
say.
Like
you can't discern. I mean, the other thing is like you can't like 4K. You can't even discern 4K to 8K to like, and the same thing with like refresh rates, like 140 to 120 to 240. Like your human eye, you can't.
I'm still working on the 1080p, and I think that's fine for me.
Yeah.
Only K's I pay attention to are in the price tag.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But also, NVIDIA had like some 65-inch gaming monitor with high refresh rate they were showing off. And then one thing I did find cool is, you know, everyone has these projectors now, Joe Seaborn, and
Dr. Joe.
they have these new projectors now that they mount like they go on the bottom of the wall and they project straight up rather than having to have it further out.
Oh,
So if you have a smaller space, you can put this projector in there and it basically projects up the wall and does the screen that way.
Interesting.
But
I feel like electronics are starting to bottom out. I mean, there's only so much improvement they could do anymore, right?
I was talking to my coworker about just CES and tech in general, but how like nothing's a surprise anymore. Like just if it's coming out, like you know about it 3 months ahead of time, like everything about the new iPhone. And I was like mimicking looking at my phone. I like looked at the wall. I'm like, oh, cure to cancer, great. And I just looked back at my phone, like, yeah, that's great. Like just people don't care anymore.
well, it's bad when it's a consumer electronics show and one of the big hypes is a robot freaking dog.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. What was it? The Abo or whatever the fuck. And then where was that? There's something else on the list. Someone was trying to release a new handheld gaming system. I'm like, good luck, man.
I don't know. Switch is awesome, dude. I don't have one, but I'm kind of
yeah. But I don't know. Is it on?
My kids
It's
love
awesome.
it.
I don't have one, but it's pretty cool.
My kids don't even play it on the TV. They just keep coming and they grab it and they go sit on the couch. And I'm playing Mario Odyssey. I'm like, all right, cool.
That's a good ass game too.
Some new handheld. It just looked weird. But how's the battery life on those Switches?
It's not bad. They'll play it for a few hours and it's still got plenty of battery. I mean,
Can you plug it into like a cord, or does it have to be into the dock?
no, they got chargers and stuff for it, but I don't let them
Charge it and shit.
take it into take it to the car or anything. Because one, I want to hear with them freaking bickering. It's my turn. But then they have a 3DS also, and it's like crusty with Cheeto dust, and I mean, you like open it up and it's like crack, all this like. I'm constantly using like Windex wipes and cleaning it up, and I'm like, what do you guys get on this? So I'm trying to keep the Switch a little bit fresh.
Gotcha.
But that and they play we got them that Lego Dimensions for PlayStation or Xbox One.
That thing?
That game's actually, I like that game more than like the regular Lego games. Only thing that sucks is you have to actually buy the characters you want to play with.
Like you have to buy the figures, right?
Yeah, that's like basically Lego minifigs.
Which one?
Lego Dimensions.
Oh man, that is a fucking rabbit hole. I was looking into that when it first came out, and yeah, it's like you got to buy.
I don't know anything.
You got to buy every expansion, right? That you want to play.
So
go ahead, man.
You can you buy. I think it might have even been discontinued, or they're stopping like Skylanders and all the other ones. But
Skylanders is a rabbit hole too.
Yeah, so we got them the set. It was cheap, especially with wife being at Target with the being on sale and then 10% and then Cartwheel and all that other stuff that I'm not. Those discounts I don't have no clue about. But it was like $30 for like the Xbox One set, and it comes with the portal you build, and it comes with Gandalf, Batman, and Wild Side or Wild Style or whatever from the Lego movie. And then you get each level. First level is like Wizard of Oz, then there's a Simpsons level. It's actually really cool. And then you can go into different ones after you beat the game, but then as you buy different characters, you can buy just characters playing the game, or you can buy characters that have like an expansion level. I took them the cheap route. I went to like 5 and below. I was like, oh, they have a crap load of Lego Dimensions. Well, they got like 2 sets and they have like 50 of each. So, but it is a rabbit hole because I took them to Target and they got, what'd they get? All right. I forgot what they got, but one of them got Batman. I wanted them to get the Goonies Sloth, but they wouldn't.
The Dimensions has like everything though. I mean, there's Back to the Future, Goonies, and it's just crazy. All these like different expansions.
What type of gameplay is it?
It's drop in, drop out. I mean, it's perfect for kids my age because they die, but they don't die. And then there's puzzle. I mean, it's typical Lego game, but it's a little bit more fun and interactive.
Kind of like an action RPG type game.
Right. And then I didn't realize that you use the little platform they stand on so much. My kid's sitting there moving shit back and forth. Then he knocks players off the board and they drop out of the game. He's all pissed off.
That's fun.
And whenever they drop back in, it'll be like Gandalf says some Lord of the Rings saying, and "I'll shall not pass."
I like the Lego games for kids.
Lego Batman's fun.
Yeah, even for adults, they're just fun time. I mean, not time wasters, but
dude, that Lego movie was hilarious.
Easy on the brain. The Lego Batman.
That one was good, but just the regular Lego movie. Uh-oh.
I was loading up Monster Hunter World, I guess.
That's me.
Oh, what are you doing, Dino?
Elton's in there talking about Fortnite. My kid tried to play Fortnite because he watches a bunch of Dan TDM YouTube Fortnite videos, and then he thinks he can get in there and just play, and he doesn't understand any of the rules or anything. And he's like, yeah, he didn't last very long in that. He gets pissed off because he dies like 2 seconds.
Multiplayer game?
Yeah,
is that what they were playing on? Is that what Jimmy and Mel were playing?
Yeah. It's like
I don't know.
Every man for itself, 100 players.
It's kind of like PUBG, right? I mean,
right.
Yeah, I play PUBG. That's cool too. PUBG
I heard
is
that
fun.
was coming to Xbox.
PUBG.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fun. It's what's good about PUBG is like when you get in, like it's not like if somebody's been playing for like 20 years and you just bought the game, they corral you with players who just started the game too, so you don't get smoked right away.
What was that called again, Dino?
PUBG. It's called Player Underground Battle.
PUBG, right?
Yeah, PUBG. Yeah. And then I'm just loading up PS4 so I can add Wood to it because the next topic, me and Wood, we're gonna get down on some of this. This is gonna be good times. We're gonna do some Monster Hunter World.
Heck yeah!
What the hell is this?
That game looks awesome.
Okay, so Monster Hunter World, my cousin actually talked about it first, so I got to give him props on it. So Monster Hunter World is like, you ever play Diablo?
Yeah.
So it's like Diablo with like weapons, like unlimited weapons and loot and stuff like that. Then it's mixed with God of War because you can go around and like kill things, and then it's all dinosaurs and shit. And so it's like open, and it's open world too. So, and it's
sandbox.
Yeah, sandbox, and it's like it's awesome, dude. I haven't heard any bad reviews about it, but let me quote my cousin here because he's totally a nerd about all this stuff, but it's cool.
Is it only on PS4?
No. It's on PS4, Xbox. I don't think it's on PC, is it yet?
I think it's coming to PC, but I don't think it releases right away on PC.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. He says it's kind of like Horizon / God of War mixed with Diablo loot, and the weapons are crazy looking. It's
way better than Turok.
Yeah, for sure. And then the thing too is like it needs sometimes you need 3 people to complete a quest, and sometimes you need 5 people. So and it's probably questing just like Diablo, like you just go into a little portal thing and you get matched up with people, or you have a party or stuff like that. So
yeah, I was in GameStop, and which I haven't been in GameStop in forever.
Yeah,
went to lunch and I was killing some time, as in I didn't feel like going back to work yet.
Oh,
but
shit, this game looks awesome.
I saw the box art and I was like, oh, so I thought it was out. So then Friday on payday, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get this game. And I was like, wait a minute, and that's when I realized it doesn't come out till the 26th.
My cousin wants to take the day off, but he can't see if he doesn't know if it's going to be at his door because we ordered it on Amazon. So if you order on Amazon, it's $60 regularly. If you have Prime, it's $49 instead of $59.
Yeah, it's 47 something, like 40 bucks.
Yeah, which I got, and then I got a $25 gift card. So I mean that was kind of cool. So I got it for like.
So when it comes late, you pull their chat up, like I said, and you say gently WTF, and then you get a free month of Prime, or they'll offer you $5, but you can say, hey, can you just give me $10 and see what? Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't, but then you get $10 Amazon credit, so it's worth it.
They're normally pretty good. Usually you'll get it the day of release, but
I've been quiet and sipping on my Jim Beam.
And then you got to let it load for like 40 minutes.
Yeah. And then the cooler part is if you have a Twitch account, which I didn't have a Twitch account, but it's not like I'm going to stream anything. You can set up your Twitch account and you get more loot, better loot, I guess, because your Twitch account's subbed up with your Amazon Prime, but
Yeah, it's like Twitch Prime or something like that.
What the hell is Twitch?
It's like it's basically it's like what Jimmy uses like when they play Fortnite and stuff.
Sure.
Like when you so when you watch it, sorry. So
It's like YouTube for gamers almost.
Yeah, it's YouTube for gamers. So you can watch like how kids like watch people play games. Like you can watch somebody play a game and you can have a chat like we have a chat like a group chat on the right, and then you can talk to them and you get donations, or usually it's hot chicks who want to just like
another good thing for Twitch though is they stream like UFC fights and stuff. So sometimes you can find those streaming until they get shut down.
Yeah, thanks, Paul.
Hey, I'm full of tips. You want to hear another Amazon tip? Good, me too. So, Amazon Prime.
We don't want to pirate information here.
No, this is legit. Amazon Prime is like $100 a year. So if you have a loved one who doesn't order a shit ton on Amazon like I do, you split that cost, and then when they every now and then they'll email you, be like, hey, order me this. And you have their address plugged in, and you just order it on their credit card because it's already plugged in, and you ship it to their house, and that's it. So it's an easy way to split your Amazon Prime.
No, I just asked Dino to order it for me.
He literally legitly did that today. He says to me, he goes, "Hey Dino, can you just order this for me?" I'm like,
"Scott owes you $50."
Sure, dude. I'm like, sure, dude. I mean, it wasn't like anything astronomical. It was like fine.
The sex robot.
I mean, it was only $5,000. I was like, but it's fine. I was like, just PayPal me, family, friends, dog. It's good.
No, it was a hard drive enclosure. I'm putting an SSD in my laptop.
Yeah, no, it's cool, man. It's good stuff. And you got it for cheap, man.
Yeah, it was cheap.
I added you, Wood, to PlayStation.
Yeah, I got it. I'm looking.
Scott, you're upgrading from a regular hard drive to SSD?
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna love it, man.
Yeah, I have one at work, and it like boots up in 2.5 seconds. So
yeah,
this thing takes like forever. So I'm like,
well, that's what I did when I got Tony's. So we bought Tony. Well, Tony bought himself, but instead of using 2 hamsters, now we actually got him a real computer for eBay listing. So he was asking me about it. Yeah, I know. And so he was asking me about it, and I got him a pretty good deal on that computer, man. We got it off eBay for like $370. Had an SSD, had a large HD for like you can store photos or whatever on the other second drive, porn, whatever.
Do people even store porn anymore on?
You'd be surprised.
Stream like
the video is good enough.
Hey man, you got to get that 4K download. When you really like something, you got to make sure you keep it.
Get the 5K. Get ahead of your time.
I know, right? So basically what happened is so he got that. He got like 16 gigs of RAM. I mean, this thing's a little monster, man. I mean, it's not that big either, but it's a pretty good computer. He's happy with it.
Looks like a fool.
Yeah. So yeah, he can list books all day. Forgotten 5 comics. Hit us up.
That was our shameless plug of the week.
Yeah, that's fine. I was gonna start plugging our own shit. Fuck it. It's our podcast. We can do whatever we want.
That's right.
Set up a fake Patreon.
Yeah. It just funnel it and start buying books and flipping them. Whatever, man.
We'll funnel for Paul's beer money.
Oh man, that'd fill in like 3 seconds. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about your Paul. You want to bring in Paul's problems, or do you want to talk about you hanging out with me?
Which one? My whole trip?
Oh, okay. Well, you want to talk about your trip, and then we'll coincide on when you met me in Detroit.
I gotta pull up the thread to remember. I went so last week. I went to Miami, Florida for a work conference, and actually went smoother than I thought it would. I got all the problems out of the way right away between my house and the airport, I guess. But I did a thread on our G Plus page. If you're not there, I thought I couldn't because 2 years ago I went and I brought my wife, but she couldn't come this year, so I couldn't really tell her what was going on. I just felt bad. She was jealous. But so first of all, I went there. I didn't get any flat tires and whatnot, but I got to the airport all right. But I went to check in, and I knew my bag was going to be over a little bit. But
oh god, we all know that. I mean,
and people don't understand why, but I told the story a while ago. But I was at a summer camp one year, and I ran out of clothes. so I had to wear clothes from that black garbage bag that you throw all your dirty clothes in. And I pulled them from the top, but they still fucking reeked, and it was just scarred me for life. So I always overpack. So at the end of every trip, if I'm not putting clothes back in my dresser, then something went wrong.
Plus, you had all your self-defense weapons packed, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Decoys. Right. But so my bag was over the weight, and I guess I flew Spirit Airlines just because I didn't want to. My company let me book whatever airline I wanted, but I didn't want to go crazy.
And how much were you over, dude? What do you think? A pound, 2 pounds, 5 pounds?
The limit was, I think, going there versus coming back was probably different weight, but either way, it was over both ways. But I think the limit is 40 pounds. I was probably 55.
Oh, you can't fit 15 pounds in a backpack. If you're a pound or two, you can store some shit in your backpack and be good.
Yeah, but so anyway, I get to the airport and I go up there and the lady's like, "You're over. It's going to be $55." And I was like, "God damn it, I can't," because I was going to charge it to the company. I'm like, they're going to get pissed if I do $55. So I'm like, all right, let me go. I looked at the lady. I'm like, let me go fill up your trash can. And so she laughed at me. So I went over to the trash can and I was bringing some beer with me. So I threw out like, I don't know, 4 or 5 beers or whatever. And so I double checked my bag and I was like, well, whatever. It'll still be over, but maybe it'll be less. And so I went up and I got a different guy and he's like, it's going to be $55, but I'll charge you $30. I'm like, well, I could have just kept the fucking beers in there then. So that was a waste. And I was tempted. I really was tempted to go back to the trash can and pull them out, but I didn't want to go that low.
You should have just drank them Stone Cold style. Right?
That's what Mike said. Mike was like, just chug them. And I was like, oh man, that would have been a hell of a flight if I tried to. I probably couldn't even have made it through one of those son of a bitches. But so I paid my $30 and god damn it, this browser's messing up. Where'd that thread go? And what happened next? So then I went to get breakfast and I'm like, oh, I'll go to this in Detroit airport. I'm like, oh, I'll go to this this coffee beanery place. And god man,
don't hit on coffee beanery.
What's that?
Don't hit on the coffee beanery.
Dude, it fucking sucked. The coffee was okay, but the sandwich was just, oh my god, it tasted it tasted like pure salt and burnt toenails. It was just it was
burnt toenails.
You should have went to Chick-fil-A. I don't know what you were thinking.
Oh, dude, Chick-fil-A breakfast is fucking legit.
Yeah, it's in. I don't. Were you in Metro? Were you in the old terminal or McNamara?
Right outside of security by gate 14, like right by the McDonald's.
Oh, yeah, I think Chick-fil-A's on the other side, maybe.
I challenge anybody to try Chick-fil-A's breakfast and not tell me they're not serious.
I mean, I just go to, if I'm in Philly, I'm going to John's for breakfast, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. It's going to be a big Philly cheesesteak.
I had David Thompson in the chat. Yeah, it was a real-time Paul's problem. It was great. I enjoyed my live blog. But what happened next, man? Yeah, the breakfast just sucked. I ended up getting McDonald's. I ate that sandwich, but that salty goddamn piece of shit. But I got McDonald's after that, and I just paid that out of pocket because I was like, oh, well, the company already bought me something. But let's see. I was on the flight, and it was going good, but just I don't know what happened. Someone must have gone to a bachelor party the night before or something, because all of a sudden the whole airplane just smelled like shit for a good 20 minutes. And thank God it finally cleared. But that after we landed in Baltimore and it was getting sunny because it was later in the day, I realized I forgot my sunglasses, which are prescription, so I can't just buy like a throwaway pair. So that kind of sucked. But luckily that was the only thing I forgot. Which is a plus. But let's see what else happened.
Hey, we had 23 live listeners, but somebody just left.
So, that's a big time. Big time. We're almost getting to UD numbers.
Yeah.
Shit. Let's see. I had some drinks on the flight. If you do fly, there's something called a buzz ball, which is really nice. vodka and lemonade. And I think it's, let's see if this picture will load. It was like,
that's what 21 girls drink, Paul.
15% alcohol by volume.
Paul
in
is
this little
21-year-old girl.
I know.
That's right. Yeah. So those were good. I got the emergency row seating, and from there it's pretty good. All the rest of the trip was good. on the way back, I think I drank like 3 of those Buzz Balls, and then I met Dino at, and then I passed out actually. But and then I met Dino at what is it? World of Beer.
World of Beers. So I brought the guy who drinks the shittiest beer ever to the place where they had the best beer. So, so he's like, "Hey, we'll just pick something." I'm like, "You want to go to World of Beers?" And then he's like, "Yeah, sure." So we meet up there, and literally, how many beers were there, dude? Like 100 probably.
Fuck, I'll have to post that picture on our G Plus, but a ton. I had to step back basically to the furthest corner just to capture the entire bar.
Yeah,
Paul
so
his pants.
Oh God. So basically we go up and we meet and he's like, "Hey," and like whatever. So we sit down and the girl's like, "Yeah, so what do you guys want?" And I'm like, "Well, he hasn't been here." So she gives him the rundown. And so basically this is the best part of the whole story. So basically she goes, "Okay, so what kind of beers do you drink?" And he goes, "I don't drink the greatest of beers." And she goes, "Oh, like Bud Light?" And I had to clarify and say, "No, it's worse. It's worse." And she goes, "Oh God." I go, "Yeah."
And then she goes, "Natty Light."
And I'm like, "No, it's even worse than that." And she's just like, "Oh." She's like, "So what do you like?" And I was like, "Shit on the bottom shelf. You got that? Anything?"
Yeah, and dusty cans.
Oh, God.
So we told her about my Baltimore chunky beer story. She loved that.
Okay.
And then I ended up ordering, I was looking at the taps, and this one had a big ass pineapple on top. So I ordered that one. It was really sweet. It tasted like juice. Did you like it?
It was really good, though. Yeah, it was really good.
It was like a dessert beer, so I shouldn't have ordered it before dinner, but whatever.
You spoiled your appetite.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
And,
so wait a second. The boys are asking how worse than that, like Old English. Tell them, Paul.
Oh, you guys don't know? I like the 24. Now it has to be the 24 ounce because they make a smaller 6-pack and they taste different to someone with a sensitive palate like myself. But the 24 ounce black cans of Labatt Ice, $1.09, sometimes on sale for 99 cents.
If you come to Philly, they're $1.75 and Paul.
Oh, fucking Asian.
You like some chewy.
He likes some with a spoon.
So the chunky beer story, if you didn't hear it in our previous podcast, is basically we went to Baltimore Comic Con. we went to a good beer store and I got some good beer.
Which is the craziest part of this story.
In my, I thought I was buying to share, so I'm like, I'll get some extra. I'll share the good beer with the guys, and then I'll drink my usual ship beer. But ended up at the end of the trip, like all the beer was for myself, even the good beer. But the Labatt Ice that I bought from this little damn Asian mart, the guy didn't even have 6 of them, so he ended up selling me like 4 or 5, and then it took like 10 minutes for him to even find them.
Which is a travesty in itself, not having 6 Labatt Ice.
Right. It was tragedy. And so I drank one at the hotel, and I was like, why does this taste a little weird? And so I got a few sips into the second one, like the next day or whatever, and I poured it down the sink, and it was just like chunks came out. Like it just expired and stuck to the side of the can. It's fucking nasty. So never, and they were overpriced. And like I got 5 for the price of 12 or something.
They were $1.75, and Paul's saying they're overpriced.
He literally was like, he's like, well, in Toledo, dude, they're like, I was like, ugh.
So yeah, that's the shit I drank.
Have higher taxes.
Yeah, exactly. I paid the out of town tax, but so Dino and I had a good time. We hung out, and Dino made sure to let the waitress know that I was married. Son of a bitch.
Did they have founders there, Dino?
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah,
they have everything.
They have literally they have everything. I mean, they have like national beers. They have like Lagunitas, and they have cans of stuff. So if it's not on tap, I'm sure they have a can of it somewhere. I mean, if
I lived closer, I'd go there and get it. Dino was smart. Dino got a fleet. I should have just got a fleet and just been like
a fleet or a flight.
A flight of fleets,
and just I don't know, gotten like 2 that I wanted, and then had her surprise me with the rest or some shit. But.
Yeah, I mean, so basically, I went with a Griffin Claw. That was probably the worst one. It was just too much. And then I went with
like that.
It was like barrel aged whiskey kind of. It was just like, man, that's a lot, man. It had like a smoky flavor to it, and I'm like,
what did I say? It tastes like expired something.
Yeah, expired apple juice.
Yeah, expired apple juice.
And then I think I picked up a porter, and then like a coffee flavored porter, and then I picked up I think a white ale, and then I picked up something else. It was decent.
But yeah, I wish I lived closer there. So basically, long story short, I have to go somewhere twice to do it right.
Your first time's always just a
it's a mulligan.
So how
it's always
so how far was it away, dude?
Like 25 miles. It's like 20 minutes.
Like the decoy wallet.
I know. Don't get him started on that. Jesus. If you ever want to come back, dude, I mean, it's not like, I know you got the kiddos and stuff.
I'll probably run up, if I can wrap it in, maybe I'll run up to that IKEA. I didn't know we were driving right by that IKEA. I almost went.
Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, you should. Yeah, I forgot. Sorry. Yeah, IKEA's like literally down the block, dude.
There's a shelf I want. Well, it's probably gone now. It's a spring. I might be back for spring. There's a nice shelf in there I want to get for some toys to display.
Yeah, I highly doubt it's out of thing. IKEA has everything.
I think it's seasonal. But But yeah, it's always an adventure. I told what did I tell the lady in our finance department today? I said I'm either solving issues or creating them. Pretty much sums it up.
Damn good at creating them.
What's that?
I said you're damn good at creating.
Our IT sucks at our office, so I help everyone find the space bar.
But did you use your new luggage on your trip?
I did. I used the biggest bag possible, and everything fit.
You probably came home with like half a suitcase full of clean clothes, right?
Oh yeah, I almost made a list of what I wore and what I put back on the shelf for future trips. But I put at least 5 t-shirts back, 2 pairs of jeans, and like I think 2 dress shirts.
Wallet. Did you bring the decoy wallet?
No, I didn't go that wild.
Did you bring the monkey ball?
No. I just brought my pocket knife this time. I did zip tie the zippers closed though. And I remembered
open it up.
No, I remembered in one of the external pockets I didn't zip tie shut. I put a big pair of nail clippers, so I just cut it off when I got there.
There it goes.
Did you have the
lesson learned?
Did you have the sunglasses with the mirrors on the back so you can see if anyone's sneaking up behind you?
The True Lies one?
Yeah.
No, I wish.
Oh, that's good stuff.
But it was a good time. It was in the same hotel complex right by Miami International. Oh, that was another Paul's problem. That we went to last year, so I knew the layout after a couple hours. I reminded myself it was good to go. But so it's the complex is right by Miami International Airport. There's like 3 Marriott hotels, blah blah blah. But my work let me book my own flight, so I took Spirit because I didn't want to. Well, first I get the miles for like going to Baltimore and whatnot, but then also it was cheaper because I don't know, I didn't want to give them a huge bill and just kind of. I have a new boss and all that, so trying to look good.
Don't fly Spirit, man.
Everything worked out good, except I flew into Fort Lauderdale, which is like 30 miles north of Miami International. So I flew in there and I was like, I'm at the wrong fucking airport for a business trip. And
that's what Spirit will do to you, man.
And I was like, and I booked it a few weeks ago, so I forgot. I'm like, I'm at the wrong fucking airport. Where in Florida am I? And
at least you were like not that far from the next.
Luckily, I took an Uber to the hotel and I fell asleep in the Uber. But before I passed out, I convinced myself that it was going to be like $100, and then I was going to get in trouble when I get back because I'd have to take another $100 taxi back to Fort Lauderdale.
Anyways, like all I'm thinking about is Paul's company's ruthless on his fucking expense report.
I don't know. I just don't want to rock the boat too much. But
I know.
But anyway, then I got to the hotel and well, first I tried to call on the way there, Spirit, but the signal dropped. So I'm like, I'll just call him when I get to the hotel. Nothing I can do about it. So I call him, and it turns out Spirit does not fly into Miami International. So I was saved by that one. So I had no choice, and some other people have flown into Fort Lauderdale. So hopefully that works out. I did my expense report today, and I have to go over it with my boss when he's in town. But I think I think that one will be able to slide. But it was, gosh, what was it? I think it was like $80 both ways or something like that.
So $40 one way.
Yeah, with tip and whatnot. Yeah, so 80, $90, I think, both ways. But my coworker,
about 30 miles between the two.
Yeah, my coworker and I kind of, it was only about 30 miles with Miami traffic. It took us an hour to get there.
Yeah,
but
would have been less if you flew there.
Yeah,
that's a beer tap for F5. That's not bad.
Yeah. So my coworker and I kind of traded tips, and I'll shut up about the trip after this. But so my tip was book your own flight because he had the secretary book his flight, and his times were all fucked up. And his tip, which is actually really awesome, is the company paid for his normal flight, and then when he went to check in, he upgraded his seat to first class for like $35 on his own dime.
Yep.
And I'm like, genius.
Or if you walk up and you say, "Hey, you got any first class available?" They might even upgrade you for free. You always go up there and ask, like, "Hey, if anybody's looking," you know what I'm saying?
And the number one rule of flying is make sure you're going to the right airport.
Oh shit! I was nervous for a little bit there, but I was nothing I could do about it.
Like at least you didn't go to Tallahassee or like,
oh god,
yeah, Pensacola or some shit.
You know the funny part is so how many days were you there?
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. 5 days.
Okay, because I bet you I could get away with a 3-day bag, one of those little duffel bags. I bet you I could do it if I folded everything perfectly.
Dude, I saw this new duffel bag on Instagram.
Yeah,
like you can like completely unzip it and it folds out, so it acts like a garment bag, and then you like zip it back up, and then you could stuff it in with other stuff.
How much were you at? How much were they asking?
Like $70.
That's not terrible.
Wow.
If I flew more, I'd do that.
If I flew more, maybe I'd downsize how much I bring. But
you wouldn't. That's heartbeat, dude. Trust me. Trust me.
No, Paul can't downsize.
I would have to down. So how I would do it, and maybe I'll think about it for future, is like per day plus like one extra outfit. In case I shit myself or something.
I mean, basically, the big thing. So, like, when you do minimalist packing, I guess I don't know if anybody wants to listen to this shit. Minimalist packing.
You need extra underwear.
Yeah, you need extra underwear. You can
socks.
get away with like wearing your pants twice, like blue jeans, or 2 or 3 times. You know what I'm saying? That's where people
don't slop yourself up. You could probably wear them the whole week.
Yeah. And then like wear shirts, like one shirt for bedtime all the time, stuff like that. So
yeah, and instead of paying for extra weight in a bag, just take your ass to Walmart and buy a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at places down there. So it's a fun little place. If anybody goes down there, I'll share my wisdom. There's a nice like hidden hot tub that at the third hotel that no one really goes to because it doesn't have food or a bar
or lights.
I sat out there alone, had a cigar for a couple nights. It's a good time.
Not creepy at all. Not creepy.
Sweet, man. I had a little waterproof speaker playing.
Use the hot tub, and Paul's like, "Welcome, ladies."
he's got like towels. Oh, you need some extra towels? How about some lotion?
Are you here for the podcast?
Funny stuff. So what'd you guys do in recap of 2017? Any big comic? I mean, Dino, comic wise, you're down to just one shorty.
No, I've fucking tripled that already. I got 3 shorties right now, I think.
Dino's binging.
Yeah, I mean, my 2017 big purchase was that 121. So that's what that was my grail book for this year. I know we're going to talk about 2018, but 2017, that's 121 is going to be awesome. And our boy, Matt DeVoe, just showed
What up?
What up?
Hey!
What's going on? I made it.
Yeah.
New day and time, just barely. How long? You guys been on for an hour?
Yeah, roughly.
Yep, about an hour.
Perfect.
I mean, we haven't talked about anything crazy. We talked about Monster Hunter World for PS4.
Get in on it.
Oh yeah, is that good?
Dope looking, dude. It comes out next week.
I assume you just hunt monsters.
Yeah, so basically it's like Diablo.
Don't make it sound like that, Matt. It's really cool.
It's not just a clever name.
Yeah. So basically it's
tell me the premise.
Yeah. So basically it's Diablo and God of War and Horizon Zero Dawn mixed together. And basically you're like a I don't even know if a caveman is the right word, but you have like bows and arrows, and you have like big swords, and you hunt dinosaurs in like open world and stuff like that.
Basically, Turok.
Yeah, Turok, basically.
So it's Call of Duty 2 versus Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3.
Call of Duty 1 million BC.
Yeah, it's probably World of Warcraft 1 million BC, probably more accurate.
That sounds like fun. I need to get a PS4. It's killing me. Like I missed the last Uncharted.
What's our Xbox? You got Xbox?
No, I mean my last thing was PS3, and it's not even hooked up anymore.
Is your house all good? You were having water issues, weren't you? Like last year?
Oh, that was during the summer. Oh yeah, that was fun.
Now you have to deal with fires and mudslides. I mean,
none of that hits us, but
okay.
I mean, like we knew, people. There's people we knew in Montecito that got hit.
Did you have do you have a pipe burst?
Water heater. It was slowly leaking. Like it was during the summer. It was like I'd walk through my kitchen and I'm like, I don't even remember the floors being kind of warped, and then you kind of like shrug it off, and then a couple of days later I'm like, it's getting worse, and then I touched it. I'm like, oh, there's water coming up from underneath. Yeah, so slowly the water heater, it was still working, but it was just constantly losing water.
Was it from the bottom? Usually they come from the bottom.
I mean the water heater was almost 20 years old. When they say you need to replace it like every 10 years.
Yeah, so
20 years is a good amount of time.
Yeah, usually you get somebody adds a plumber, so basically 15 years is good, but usually what happens is in a water heater, calcium deposits build up, and after somebody it finally blows out after.
And it was funny because we were talking to we had plumbers come in and appraisers, and when everyone was assessing the damage, they're like, well, who's your insurance? And I was like, well, farmers. They're like, oh, you'll be fine. and this is a commercial for farmers, but they were absolutely amazing. Like without even asking like what the damage was or who did it, they just send out a team to mitigate it immediately.
Wow.
Like a mold and water damage team, and they just start ripping stuff out, pulling off walls, putting in blowers, and I mean, it was so fast how people move on that stuff.
Is that the dude from JJ from Spider-Man? Is that his commercials?
I mean, they didn't they assessed it like it was about maybe 400 square feet of floor. And they're like, well, since your whole floor runs together, we're just going to replace the floor throughout the house. And we wanted new flooring, and it was kind of like.
Well, in insurance too, dude. It's like they make so much money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah,
my buddy had his a lightning strike on his house, and all his electronics blew up pretty much. As like pre surge protector days, obviously, and so they just said, hey, just go wherever and just buy new stuff, and we'll just cover it. So we went to Best Buy and bought like the craziest stuff he could find, and they're like, whatever.
No, I mean, they really they didn't fight us on anything. We have like a premium, but because of like whatever they kind of give you for some of the damages, it offset that anyways. It was a pain in the ass because we were out of our house for about month and a half, 2 months. But
damn, where'd you stay?
Well, luckily it was kind of mixed in. My parents live right around the corner, so. We were there for like a number of weeks, and then we went on vacation for like a week.
Nice. I think the only thread I read online about insurance claims and whatnot is like basically like let's say your bathroom burns or whatever, like literally claim everything. Like okay, 3 toothbrushes, $6 a piece.
Sure.
Toothpaste. Just go down like literally itemize every individual thing. The worst case scenario is you just don't get paid for it.
A Lamborghini Murcielago. I don't know why it's in the bathroom, but it's like it was there, dude.
Yeah.
My 9.8 copy of Action 1. I keep it in the bathroom.
I mean, when I'm taking a dump, I need to look at something to inspire me. I mean,
I brought my Tesla in just to keep it dry, and you won't believe how many Teslas are out here.
Oh, I bet, dude.
Speaking of, I mean, they're everywhere.
I do work for Tesla. We paint all the bodies for Tesla. We do all the paint for Tesla.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
you put your initials under it before the final coat.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do prime and we do base and we do. Yeah, it's good stuff, man.
Like that doctor. Did you hear about that doctor? It was like
yeah.
Initials on people's livers.
Yeah, that was oh fuck, man. Yeah, that's my area. So this doctor in England, or somewhere in the UK was putting his initials on people's livers that he was transplanting for organ transplants. And the only reason he got caught, so I don't know how many he did this to, but he got caught because someone had an infection, and they had to go back into this patient, and they found some other doctor found this guy's initials on her liver and turned him in.
So I mean,
did you tag my liver?
In the I guess, since Paul, you would know, is that like common? I guess.
Fuck no, that's totally illegal.
No. I meant the infection part.
Oh, I thought you meant the initials. But yeah, man, I got my initials out there.
Yeah, dog.
Dino, you want your initials on one? I'll send you a picture.
The liver signature series, dog. Grade it up.
Yeah. The infection, I don't know, man. It depends who's transplanting. You know who. You know we call it the surgical conscience of your conscience of your sterile field, and just being aware of, all right, I contaminated my glove, I need a new glove. I mean, it's just so many factors, and then same, that's just external. Internal, it's the patient. Are they living well? Are they taking their medicine as they should? Are they avoiding alcohol for X amount of weeks after? It's just so many factors that go into that I can't really say how common it is. It just depends.
Interesting. I donated 60% of my liver to my mom.
Did you really?
Yeah,
that's cool.
UPMC.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, you can be a living. You can donate one of your kidneys. You can donate a lobe of your liver. But damn, man, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
See, I thought you were going with I donated my liver to 60% to like Jim Beam or something.
That's what Paul's doing right now.
I know.
I've learned, like I said earlier, I gotta go somewhere twice to learn my lesson, and I'm getting low, but I'm not gonna fucking refill this time.
Why don't you? Because it was funny last time,
dude. No.
Oh man, when I was listening to that, I was like, this is like a commercial for like. God, I don't want to ever drink it.
Someone was saying like I was stumbling. I was gonna list my five whiskeys, and I only listed like 2 or 3. But yeah, no, I'm good. I have a Gatorade chilling in the fridge. I'll probably drink that.
Oh,
it's tempting.
Boo. Nobody likes a quitter, Paul.
No, you're supposed to start up even bigger this year, right?
Oh man, we're losing listeners. Let's change topics.
Yeah, so let's talk about what we're gonna. So Matt, when you came in, we were talking about 2017. What did you buy? What did you hunt for?
Yeah,
2017
accomplishments and whatnot.
It was a pretty meager year. The thing that I've noticed last year and this year, so far, that it's been really hard. Like dollar bins used to be my jam, right? Like you hit a good dollar bin, and I'd come home with maybe $40, 40 books, and they're each worth, $15-20, some more, some less,
Yeah.
But you can, there's a couple handful like $50, $100 books sometimes snuck in there,
Yeah.
I had nothing. Like even the past 6 months, I've probably bought 3 books. I haven't even picked up anything new at the store. And that's kind of, that was the whole year for me.
But you did get that Rick and Morty though. That was
no. So yeah, I had spots of like good luck. So WonderCon is always really good to me. I found some really great books last year at WonderCon. San Diego Comic-Con, it was decent. I had like I bought a bunch of those Lady Death Spawn homage ones. They're like $20 there. I don't know if you remember seeing those, but those were selling like at $150 every time I put it up. So those were really good. And then yeah, the Rick and Morty 1 in 50 and the Nerd Block. Although I still have the Nerd Block, but
I tried to get a Nerd Block and I couldn't get it, dude. I was so mad. I almost had it, but somebody bought it before I could get it.
Well, it's funny because the same guy that I got the 1 in 50 from, he like reached out to me. This was like probably before Christmas, and he's like, "Hey, so I have another 1 in 50. If you want that, let me know." And I was like, "Well, I kind of want all these random variants for number 1 as well." And he's like, "Yeah, just send me a list of what you're looking for, and we'll just, we'll work it out to like one price." And so yeah, he came back. He was like, yeah, I have that, I have that, I have that. You know, all these like really expensive books. So yeah, he shipped them on Friday, and he said he threw in the 1 in 50 and another Nerd Block in the box with it. So I have no idea what condition. He said they're gradable. I don't know.
I mean, isn't every book gradable?
But the price was right that even if they're, you know, they're maybe like below or anywhere above a 9.0, they're, you know, I'll make my money back on it. So
yeah.
Well, wasn't it that Walking Dead that was graded a 0.5 or something, and it sold because they listed it as like the lowest,
as the worst copy?
Yeah. So yeah, everything is gradable.
Well, that was the copy that was floating in someone's car for like years, and it was like on the back dash, and it was sun damaged. And
well, you know who bought that was somebody who's like, I'll never be able to afford $1,000 plus for this.
Pretty much.
Here it is for $400. I'm gonna buy it.
Somebody bought it just for the humor factor.
The novelty of it, yeah.
And they could sell it again. Somebody will buy it for $500 probably.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, last year was a pretty you know, other than those big purchases, which you kind of had to make. Like, I'm not used to buying stuff online, you know, and you know, going through the interwebs.
The Google machine, yeah.
And so that was a different experience because I literally usually, like, I just got my eBay bucks for this month, and it was like 50 cents, and that's usually what it is. I maybe buy like 1 or 2 books like every 6 months, but last year I kind of had to think outside the box.
I think everybody's seeing. I mean, I'm seeing that too. Like, I don't usually go out and buy at the store like you do, but I mean, my stores are pretty dried up around here. But I'm noticing too that the internet's drying up. You know, I mean, the amount of deals I used to get like a year or 2 ago are way down compared to, you know, I can't catch people
up, man.
Yeah,
prices are up on a lot of shit.
There's you know, and I think that's the reason why some of these newer books are moving so fast. Like, there's no reason why Miracle Man should be an $80 book.
What's the print run on that? Anybody have an idea?
Yeah, like, you know, even DC's smallest stuff is 50,000, 40,000, maybe really, you know, at the lowest, but probably 50,000.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, I did find last week, it was like Wednesday or Thursday, I found a Totally Awesome Hulk 22 in the dollar bin.
Ooh,
nice.
That was my best dollar bin find in like probably 6 months.
Yeah, I got mine at Baltimore for what, $20, Scott. I think it was like $20, and that's when I like dropped off. Yeah,
but I refused to buy that book when it came out because I'm like, you know,
yeah, I did the same thing.
I totally dismissed it. This last year was my year of dismissing every book that became valuable.
I mean, that's one strategy.
Like, usually I'm totally on it, but last year was just like every book that I was like, for example, the Thanos. What number book is that? The
13.
I had that. I bought it. I found it was hot. You know, people are like, oh, it's going for $30, and so I found it for 10. And I was like, oh, great, I'll make $15. Sold it. I was like, I want to get out of this book right away. And yeah, and I never do that. I always hold on to my variants for years, and I never really move on them until I grade them. But yeah, that one I was like, eh.
And I
almost sold mine, but then Mel V talked me out of it because I was the same way. Like, because I had it in my pick of the week that week it came out, and I got it for like $12.
Right.
And then I saw it hit like, I think it was going for about $40, $50. So I was like, I'm gonna get out. And then Mel V kind of talked, and I was like, yeah, what the heck? I'll just hold on to it. So.
Well, I was kind of in the shot, like I was with Sean. You know, I didn't love the cover, so, and that's usually one of those motivation. You know, like if it's an okay cover, I don't see it going anywhere. But you kind of dismiss that whole cosmic Ghost Rider. You know, new characters, especially weird ones like that, are they seem to take off lately.
Yeah, until you find out who it is, and then it just
and then it's down.
Make it or break it, right?
But yeah, what are they doing with Weapon? What is it? Weapon H? Is that it?
He's getting. Isn't he getting a solo series in March?
Yes.
That's the last I heard.
Yeah.
So I'm holding out.
But I don't know if I've seen him do anything like talk or.
I thought he ran off into the sunset, and that's the last time we saw him.
Because if he's kind of like a smart Hulk, that could be interesting. But if he's kind of just the worst qualities of Hulk and Wolverine, that could get pretty redundant.
I think Thanos 16 will have the secret origin of Galactic or Cosmic Ghost Rider.
So that's the make it or break it number?
I believe so. But I mean, when I bought it, I had my pick of the week because I did like the Albuquerque cover, but I liked it because it was Donny Cates and Jeff Shaw, and both of those people were on God Country. And I've been liking anything Donny Cates has been writing. So I was like, hey, Donny Cates writing Thanos, I'm in.
Those were some good factors, and I didn't take those factors into account. Like like look at all the Grant Morrison Batman stuff that Trey touched upon and Topher. I mean those are really, really good. Those are books that you've seen everywhere in dollar bins, and I've been picking up a handful of them. But those were that just shows you just how much a good writer can really pay off in the long run.
Doctor Strange is doing the same thing now. It's like I'm telling you, it's like Donny Cates got the Midas touch.
It's interesting.
Brian, what did you do in 2017? You hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and what else, man?
Taking over YouTube.
My big book was one of my Grail books, and it fell into my lap from Instagram in mid-December. And buddy of mine that I met through YouTube, who's also in CBSI, Seeking Near Mint Comments or SNMC, he messaged me, and there was a guy on Instagram selling the Masters of the Universe #1 Skeletor variant 9/8. So at the time I didn't think I had the money, but then I started looking around, and like I said, I realized I had an extra pay period.
So, and dude, you knew us, man. I mean, if you would have said, "Hey, I'm looking at this book and I can't afford it," I'm sure we could have pulled some shit together.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Dino found it for $1 or $5. Right?
Right.
I don't know.
Originally, I'd passed it off on to Sean because I was like, "Look, if I'm not gonna get it, I want someone else that'll appreciate it, get it."
Yeah.
And then so I hit it, and then I remembered. Then I was like, "Hey, are you getting it?" Because I just remembered I have some money I can spend, and he's like, "Let's go at it together." And the guy that sold it to me, he did. I feel bad because he did it to help his daughter's Christmas, and then he messaged me back later. He's like, "Man, I'm really, really mad I sold that, but I'm glad I went to a good home." And I was like, "Yeah, definitely. I'm not getting rid of it anytime soon."
That's a book I'm itching for.
It's tough, man. I'm just kind of pissed mine wasn't like better quality, I guess. I got it for $5 or $3.
Did you flip that?
Yeah, I put it on the Raz page, and I didn't let Wood know.
No, he did. It was just at like 10 o'clock during the work day.
Yeah,
I was at a meeting.
I'm totally like that. Like one of my favorite covers is that Adam Hughes Dirty Pair cover.
Yeah,
and I found one that was actually another dollar bin over the past year, but it was in probably VF shape.
Yeah,
and I don't want it as a VF, so I sold it for like $75.
And that's how and let's talk about that too. I like to talk about that. So after going to Baltimore and seeing like everybody with 9/8 and all this kind of stuff, which I mean I understand that and stuff. I'm becoming that snob where if I can't get a 9/8 or a 9/6, it's not worth it. I mean, unless it's besides Batman 121 that I picked up. I mean,
well, because moderns, that 9/8 is not impossible to get. It's the number. It's basically the grade you want, but it's not impossible. I mean, most moderns should technically be pulling in a 9/8. I mean, it's near mint/mint, but
yeah. Well, and that's what I've been doing. So I've been doing that lately. I've been picking up a lot of moderns and variants and stuff, and it's bad because I was telling the boys like Baltimore Comic-Con, man. I think it's a 50 book limit. And I could be there. I mean, I could be at $30 times 50. That's what, $1,500 in grading fees.
Right.
Just think about this. That's 2 boxes that you have to lug to the car.
Well, that's 2 boxes you have to lug to the car.
But bring your cart, man.
Even though I didn't go, I got stuff graded, and it was such a good feeling to get it. By the time you hand it off, and to get it back in about a week.
Yeah,
it's amazing because you get that immediate that you don't that there's no delay, which is the worst part of waiting for graded books. It's just
books to CBCS in Baltimore. They're still in processing.
Are you kidding me? Wow. Wow.
Is this part of the Beckett thing? Is that part of the transition or what?
I have no idea, man.
Wow, that's terrible. Because when was Baltimore? October? November?
September.
September. Jeez.
End of September. Yep. September 25th, I think.
Yeah, what was the last? It was like 17-week turnaround time.
Yeah,
for
and
modern.
they need to stop taking orders and get their fucking shit caught up.
Right. Can't they do that? Like say, hey, sorry, we're full. We'll open it back up so we can actually.
For 1 month, we're not going to take orders. Like we're just going to finish the work we have in front of us.
They could just wrap it into the Beckett buy. Just be like, hey, we're transitioning and we need a month, and then that's the lie.
And the
problem really doing is catching up.
The problem too is but the problem you'd have that is how many of those CBCS guys go to CGC and then never come, I mean, you're losing market
because they're
share.
like, oh, I don't want to wait. I'll just send my stuff to CGC and then
never come back.
Yeah, but I mean,
I know
it's shit done now anyway.
Yeah, Adam was saying they're still behind from the hurricane. That's a good point.
They were behind before the hurricane, though.
Yep.
Well, they've always been behind. Like one of their selling points when they first started was what, like a 10 business day turnaround. Yeah. Then they had the plastic issue, and then that went downhill from there.
I mean, I wouldn't use them again.
If I buy on eBay and not submit, I'll buy moderns. I don't have a problem buying like CBCS, but if I buy silver or anything older, I usually go CGC route.
I just go CGC for flipping, man. I mean,
I don't mind because if you go CBCS, like the grading's tight, like they grade well, but you can get them. You can get higher grade stuff for cheaper in silver and bronze than what like the CGC counterpart goes for.
I bought a CBCS personal book the other day, and I mean, I wish it was in CGC. I don't know if I want to crack it and reset it.
Was that thing we bought yesterday? Was that CGC?
They were both CGC, but because you bought that one, I went back and I bought a CBCS version of the old Ninja Turtles Christmas Michelangelo special in 9/8. Just because I know I don't know if you want to talk about it now. We're going to talk about our 2018 goals, but I've been on kind of like a Christmas cover kick, and that was just floating around at the back of my mind, and it just popped into my head to search for it, and there was only one online, so I bought that. I won two of the same book. Basically, Dino sent me a link, and I put a bid on both, and I won both.
You can tell them. You can tell them what it is. I mean,
yeah, it was the 2009 Ninja Turtles color reprint Air Edition. So I ended up winning both, and I put a bid on both because I didn't want to lose. So big deal. I have two of the same book. It's cool.
And they were cheap too. I mean, comparatively speaking,
definitely cheap. And so I messaged Dino. I was like, hey, do you want one of these for either yourself to hold or F5 or whatever? He's like, yeah, that's cool. So I messaged the guy, and so Dino sent me the money, and the guy was fine sending it to Dino. By the way, his address is. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, hey, do it up, dude.
But so he sent it to Dino, which is fine by me. And then so I had some money left over, so I bought that Christmas special. But we were talking before the podcast about our 2018 goals and what we're looking for, and I don't know. I'd love to get at the top of my list, and I don't search for it as much as I want it, but I want the Ninja Turtles Volume 1, number 2, third print in a 9/8. I have it in a 9/6. It's a cover where April has good amount of her chest exposed, and the turtles are fighting, but in their red bananas. No, I said this a couple podcasts ago, but that was the one that actually got me into turtles back when.
I wonder why.
You're right. So if I could get that in a 9/8, that'd be nice. And then The
what was that, number 2?
Number 2, third print.
Third print.
The one you picked up for me at that con.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if I can find that in a 9.8, that'd be nice.
I'm sure we'll find one, dude.
Why third print? Just because
that's the cover. That's the cover.
Oh, okay.
But what was I gonna say? So I'm kind of on like a Christmas cover kick. My favorite turtle cover is the IDW Ninja Turtles VA Comic Con variant. Let me see what number that is.
Where she's hugging them.
Yeah, it's issue 3, where she's hugging the like stuffed turtles. I have that in 9.8, and then
is that cover only a version variant, or is there like a one with trade dressing?
With what?
Is there one that's a version cover? And then
I think it's just the VA Comic Con variant. Yeah. I think that's it. I think it was only available there. But so I don't know. That kind of just got me in like a Christmas cover kick. So I like there's another one, IDW number 65 subscription cover, where the turtles are looking into this toy store. I have a couple of those. I want to get pressed and see if I can get a 9.8, and then some Wonder Woman covers. But I don't know. We'll see what the year brings. What about you guys?
The stuff we're looking for?
Yeah. This year, goals or whatever.
Watchmen number 9, CGC 9.8.
I've been looking for that for you, dude. It's such a random book.
It is. There's not many of them out there. Just there's one for sale at my comic shop, but it's an SS, and I just don't want an SS.
Who signed it? Stan Lee.
No, Gibbons.
I've been looking. What else have I've been looking for? I guess just 9.8 variants and pre-code horror stuff. It's all over the place for me, dude. It's tough, man. I've been buying a lot lately. I don't know if it's
good.
Oh no, I don't know if it's stupid or I don't know, dude. It's not like I've been spending a crap ton of money, but I just 9.8's here, 9.8's there. I don't know. I mean, we'll see.
I want to definitely try and get an X-Men number 1 this year.
Yeah, it's possible.
Did you guys run into anybody who's
you could get a Jim Lee one?
Get the whole set.
Yeah.
Did you guys run into anybody who's like a 9.9 hunter or a 10.0 hunter?
You mean Trey?
I've never. Is even Trey?
Yeah, he hunts 9.9s and 10s.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but it's like rare shit, not like like. It's not like a 9.9 is a modern book, but I mean, I look for 9.9s and 10s, but it's like the things I see is just stupid shit. That it's like Zenoscope stuff that are 9.9s or stuff like
Secret
that.
Pleasure revealed.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I look at that. I've been scrolling through eBay a lot. I haven't seen much. I think eBay's been drying up lately. I mean, I thought, before Christmas, a lot of good books were there, and then it just after Christmas, it just wasn't there.
I mean, there's books. There's just no deals to be had.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Being able to flip stuff is like it's tough.
Yeah, I mean, the days of flipping are getting slim.
Yeah.
Well, even and I touched upon it in the day after, but like, some of these books, a lot of the hot books lately are books that are a lot of these like DCB variants, and they're hot, but by like $1 profit. They're books that you don't want to like rush out and like buy them all out, because you're going to be able to sell it maybe at cover if you're competitive, and then very few of them jump up in price like the way that Teen Titans did or Mr. Miracle. So I don't know, it's hard to chase hot books anymore.
It's hard to chase anything. The game is tight right now.
It is.
Well, the Wednesday Warrior thing's tight. I mean, even for me, like Wednesday Warrior, like I can't do it. It's like
I gave up on that years ago.
Well, and it's like I don't have a flexible enough job where I can just go to the comic book store and be the first in line, or have enough money where it's like I'm buying X amount of books.
The hit to miss ratio is just too far off. You break even.
I still show up every Wednesday, but literally I walk in and then I just walk right out.
Sometimes
buy
I just
books to
buy
read.
magnets.
Magnets.
Like I'll walk in and like, oh, I don't want, and then I'll sit there and I buy a magnet and I put it back up on my desk when I get back to work because I'll go at lunchtime on Wednesday.
It's a magnet run.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, nothing here I really want, and I look at their magnets and I'll get like a. I always complain because they never have any He-Man magnets.
You know what? Speaking of He-Man, you know what I'm so pissed I missed out on? Not because I like the Funko. Oh, fucking that shirt, man. It pisses me off.
Yeah, that was a cool shirt. I jumped
bad.
onto that link too, and it was long gone.
Just selling?
Yeah, I think it was selling for like 75 or 100.
I wanted to wear it.
Yeah, I wanted to wear it too. I don't care about the fucking pop or anything.
There's some on Amazon for like $30.
Is there?
Oh wow.
I don't know if they come. I didn't look at the actual. I
Is it
just
a
saw they were
pop?
on there because I was looking at other He-Man stuff.
Is it a pop too? I thought it was just the shirt in a box.
I think it's just made by Funko.
Oh, is it? Okay, I didn't know. I didn't really look at it. I got too depressed and closed the window immediately.
Yeah, I think Funko they're the ones that made it, but I don't think it. I think it might be. They do like hats and shit in some of the boxes too. So I think they have like an apparel line.
If you're not signed up for it, that Funko email is sometimes worth it. Every day about 10:30 Eastern time, or no, 10 o'clock.
I do that, and I sign up for Tops too because sometimes I like the Garbage Pail Kid sets.
Oh, nice! I wonder if Sean knows about that.
Did anybody hear Frank Miller is he gonna sign back at Baltimore? Anybody know that? Yeah,
Can you really expensive?
I don't know, but I'm not doing it.
No. I've been collecting Frank Miller covers too. I don't know, dude. I've been collecting Frank Miller covers. I don't know.
You're not gonna get the VIP?
No, fuck that.
Definitely not getting the VIP.
Waste.
I don't need a hardcover of some book I'm never gonna read. That weighs like 12 pounds.
Yeah, I hope that cleaning lady brought it home to her kids.
She probably did. I wouldn't doubt it.
I don't know if she needed 2 copies though.
Great. Yeah.
What, did you leave them behind?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was some stupid. It was like an art book for the theme or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was their yearbook or the con book or
swag bag was a shit bag, and people got in
and
at the same time.
The books she got for VIP were shitty too. Yeah. The fucking librarians, like who the fuck wants that book?
Hey, I like the Highlander.
No one is listening.
Well, that's been a lot of the conventions lately. Like, I don't remember what was hot out of New York Comic Con, and San Diego Comic Con was relatively quiet. You know, there were some shakers and movers during that week, but you know, things that have really extended out to now, there's not much.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I think con VIP really isn't that cracked up to be. I mean, really, is the extra hour really gonna? I mean,
not when they let you in 20 minutes before everyone else.
Well, I mean, and really, honestly, boys, is really an hour really gonna like? Oh my god, I got this book that nobody's gonna get. I mean,
if there's a book that there's 100 of, yeah, that's where it would make the difference. But every retailer is doing 1,000, 1,500 print run because.
Oops, we found some more.
Yeah. I think that variant game is about to die.
Yeah. I mean, and the big book was that Wonder Woman book that came out of Baltimore, right? That went out of Bulletproof.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the red cover one.
Yeah, the red cover.
But that didn't come out of Baltimore. That was on sale way before that.
Oh, was it? Okay. I mean,
they just had some released at that point.
Yeah, and then the blue cover was New York.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's over. Like they're releasing good work, but it's like, god damn, it's too much.
Yeah.
I don't need 3 copies of a book I don't want.
And those are other books like, you know, I love the cover. And I was like, I can't buy them. I can't buy store variants right now.
No, I'm pretty much over it too.
And I know there's cool covers.
Give me one with a print run of 500.
Right, yeah.
People don't get it, they don't get it. Like,
well, I mean, that's their order minimums. So, you know, they have 5,000 comics to buy. They got to dish it out one way or another. I mean, it's kind of, you know, why don't you get some of these hot artists and put them on some of these independent titles where they let you order only 100 or 500.
Or it'd be nice to see like a Delato incentive variant, or a, another J. Scott Campbell 1 in 200 or something like that.
Like how awesome would a Delato Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle be?
Delato's got an incentive variant this week in that Alpha Omega Lambda Venom Inc.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the thing. I can't own another Venom cover. I just can't.
and the problem with that is there are some stores that were taking pre-orders for them. So they'd take pre-orders for the incentive, and then that would just cover their order for the regular covers. So that just increases the print run even more.
Like,
I mean, it's a cool cover. Kind of, it's like a throwback to the 667 with Spider-Man on a white background, but the real 667, not a brass staple one.
Right.
That's right.
That was a really great story, though. I wish I was on when you were telling
Don't hate Art Bobo 667.
So,
Are you guys going to throw those up at Indy?
If he ships them to us.
Like it's.
I thought you got them.
No, I meant no. If they're with Sean right now, so if you want to ship them out, I don't care. Because
you hear the story, like when you were first saying, "Hey, I have these," you have that twinge of jealousy. You're like, "Oh man, how did you get this great deal?" And then it turns to like pity. Like, oh, yeah, that's terrible.
So
it happens. I mean, you got to take the swing, though, man. It's like that's
I mean, you did everything right. Like for the Rick and Morty books, I got I literally just sent it friends and family. So he could have sent an empty box, but
yeah,
I've dealt with them already like 4 times. So
yeah, I mean you gotta
if
trust
you dealt with somebody, I'd feel more
Right.
comfortable doing friends and family, but. Some dude in where was he? Uzbekistan?
Lithuania.
Wakanda.
And I forget who brought it up, but somebody was like, "How the hell did that book get out there?"
That was Z. Z's like, "How the hell did it get out?" I'm like, "I don't know." And I thought, it's Europe. It's like, maybe he's a big Delato guy or
like,
a big.
Fuck you, Z. Don't shit on our parade.
I know.
They were the one territory buying 50 copies of Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, it happens. I mean, we'll see. I'm still looking for that big deal. I don't know. I've been getting lucky, kind of on different websites of getting books. So we'll see. I mean, like I went and seen this guy locally, and I got like round 1. What else did I pick up? Round 1, Batman 666. The regular cover that Topher put up. That's like 9-8able. Werewolf by Night 33, and a couple other books. And I got it for like $60 out the door, $50 out the door. And they're not like the greatest condition books, but I mean, it's probably like $200 probably. So
I've noticed that, and this is kind of a Tim Walker technique, and it's not a super secret technique, but it seemed to have worked because I really never did it. But when you're buying one particular book, let's say I bought a Rick and Morty, I was buying those Nintendo Power variants. How the conversation came out like, "Hey, do you guys have this variant and this variant?" They're like, "No, yes." And then it was like they had the 1 in 50, and it was like that conversation of just asking if you if when sellers have a particular book that's in that same genre, the one you're buying, it pays off. You kind of like every now and then you hit gold, and I've noticed that it tends to work if you ask.
yeah, I mean, usually that's what I kind of do too. I'm like, "Hey, if you got this book, do you have this book and this book?" And and like you said, maybe it happens sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. No, it's a good deal.
What's the worst they're gonna say? No.
Yeah,
I mean that's kind of the number one way I've noticed lately of being able to flush out a really hard to find book. Because even at conventions, I remember I was like asking around. I was like, "Hey, do you guys have any like really rare variants?" And they're like, "Oh, I have this one box, but it's not out. It's like, underneath the table." He pulls out a box, and it's like all these old Dynamite rare variants. That's where I found like those Red Sonias from last WonderCon, and a bunch of like there was like Alex Ross Red Sonja, and there's some that I left that I wish I would have gotten now. Like Sean just posted. It was a Sudam Red Sonja version variant. That was a really cool one. But I left that one behind. But so yeah, it helps to ask. Like, and there was another guy. I was like, "Hey, do you have any Transformer comics?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I have a box like back here, but I didn't put it out." There wasn't anything in there, but
that don't get put out.
Right, especially if it's day one, because a lot of these guys are like holding stuff back. But they are like, "Hey, are you looking for anything?" And then you rattle stuff off, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I have it. I just was waiting to put it out till day 2 or 3 or 4."
We don't do that.
Nope, everything's out. Everything's for sale.
Everything's out. Everything's for sale. So funny.
If there's no price on it, we'll come up with one on the fly.
Yeah, and then basically like we sit there and we talk about it, and we have an empty box, and that's just all our purchases, and we just throw that on the side of the table. It was like faced in, and we're like, yeah, that's all our books we just bought.
They're for sale for the right price.
It could be. Yeah, we usually don't. Yeah, but. What were you going to talk about that I said we should save it? Oh, eBay.
Oh, yeah.
I guess we can talk about that, too, if you want.
So, one thing before I get into that, not comic related, but something I'm going to buy in 2018, I can't wait for come up to pre-order, is Sideshow has a premium format Mumra statue.
Yeah, I saw that.
Looks dope.
So,
Lion-O's. Aren't they doing a Lion-O, too?
Yeah, they're doing a Lion-O and they're doing a Mumra. And
how big is that format? Like
the premium format's like their bigger statues, usually about like 23, 24 inches high.
So it's like 1 in 4, right?
Yeah, and then it's about the base is usually about 15 inches. They're usually about 20 to 40 pounds, depending on what you're getting.
Is that where the eyes light up?
Yeah, and then some of them do. They'll have because I have a few of them from Sideshow, and thank God for payment plans. So I'm on the RSVP list, so you get emailed when pre-orders happen, and then you can get on a 6 to 8 month payment. It's like $40 a month. But
now I think Mumra could take Skeletor.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mumra's badass.
But their Instagram, they've been showing a couple pictures like it being painted and stuff. It just looks awesome. But anyways, eBay. I'm trying to get off of eBay myself, and that's just because I hate paying $20 a month or whatever it is for the store, and then the final value fees. Then I haven't really even been listing, so it just makes it worse on myself because I'm just paying $20. And I did sell a Xiaomi Hulk 1 variant today for $15, so I got that going for me. But
wait, the yellow one?
Yeah, it was one of the store variants.
Oh, okay.
Sad Lemon.
That's a book I've been looking for like 4 years.
No, this was one that
I would have paid you double.
No, I liked Xiaomi, and it's one of the ones you buy before you see the art.
Oh,
Is that the one where she's like looking in a puddle?
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah, it's like where the sidewalk ends.
That belongs on Coy's ugly covers.
It's like where the sidewalk ends or something like that.
Didn't know a set of them.
But so one of those. But that's why, I mean, I have my own website, of course, just like a lot of people do.
I'll promote that shit, dude. Throw it out there.
Simple Man's Comics. That's like blog, and then I also have a comic store, and then added a merch store to it. But then we just did a video for it to promote that store and the Forgotten 5 store. It's on the Simple Man's Comics YouTube channel. Just alternatives to eBay. So I'm trying to get, of course, I know eBay has the market share, but just trying to get off of that and sell some stuff on my own. And
it's tough.
Yeah.
It is tough. I only try to do one sale. I mean, I hate to say it, but one sale probably pays for our website. So hopefully we can get one sale and it pays for the website for the year.
So I was trying to get around it myself. So I had that Rick and Morty 9.8. So I was like, during Christmas, I could use the cash. So I sent it to my comic shop for consignment just to kind of test it out. I've never done consignment with them before. But I kind of like the idea, if it sells for, $5,000, $7,000, be nice that I don't have to be concerned about once it's mailed out that, they're going to ask for their money back, whether it's some type of return or there was an issue in the shipping, I kind of liked putting it onto MCS, so
Yep.
I tried that out for the first time. Just to kind of get around also eBay, because the nice thing is when it's over $3,000, they give you a 6% consignment fee.
Wow.
Which is not bad. With eBay, you would get hit pretty hard.
I mean, PayPal's going to hit you for 3% no matter what.
Yeah,
so,
and that's the other nice thing. They just send you a check, so you don't get hit through PayPal either. But I didn't like it in terms of the one thing I didn't like when I called them. I was like, "Hey, can you take offers? Like, so if they see it on eBay, can people call you and say, I would like to buy it? It's for 7,000. I'd like to buy it for 5." They're like, "Oh yeah, sure, no problem." But then when they put it on eBay, there's no
best offer.
when you click on contact the seller, it's just an automatic form letter saying, "Sorry, the seller doesn't take any mail. So please, don't contact them." I'm like, well, that kind of sucks. And then anytime you want to change the price, so like, let's say you have like 15 watchers on a book and you want to drop the price down by a couple $100, it cancels it stops that sale and then opens up a brand new one. So at that new price. So then all those former watchers then have to go and find the book again. So you start over every time you drop the price. I was pretty disappointed with that. And eventually
the thing about my comic shop on eBay is I just use that to browse, like, because you can tell right by the thumbnail picture.
Right. And then you
like, oh, that's
just go to their website.
Shop. So I'll go right to my comic shop and it's 10% cheaper.
So what happened with the book?
So I sold it for $2,300, which was not bad. For having 75 in it.
Nice.
But 4 days later, someone else puts another 9.8 up, and they sold theirs for 5,000. They had it 7. They had it listed for 7, and best offer, which is what I would have done if I had mine up. And then they had an offer of 5,000 and took it. So what are you gonna do? But the thing is, I kept dropping the price so frequently that it kept losing. It kept having to be refreshed. And the other thing is, for a good month, or at least it's several weeks, my comic shop doesn't put the word variant into their listings often. So it was listed as Rick and Morty 1 cover D, 9.8. And I'm like, guys. you're missing like all the key words here. Like, I'm like, can you guys at least put the variant in, or 1 in 50?
The ratio, Jesus.
Something that people search for. They're like, oh, it's in the notes section. I'm like, but that doesn't help people when they're like scouring through these books. So that kind of sucked. That was what kept it hidden for a good chunk of time. So lessons learned. I think it's great if you want to if you have like a bunch of $10, $15, $20 books that you don't want to sit there and list all day. It's probably a great place to like just send them all and have them sit on MCS.
They have a system where they'll buy some stuff off you too.
Yeah.
You can like go through the database and like they'll tell you if they're buying it or not. It's good for like 10 and under books.
And we were looking that up. I looked that one up to see how much they were buying the 1 in 50 for, and the system offered $56.
Yeah, some of the stuff is off.
It's like, no.
What's really good for is like filler issues of like silver and bronze.
Sure.
X-Men, Spider-Man, Avengers, that kind of stuff. You'd be surprised how much you get for that stuff.
Yeah, we made a killing off that.
You've done MCS?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so that was my foray into it, and I was kind of like, eh.
They have a thing where it says "Sell my comics," and then there's basically a database you go through. You tell them what you have and what grade, and they'll tell you like if they're buying it, or like, yeah, we're not buying it for the next month, or we're not buying it for the next year. But you load it in there, and then they'll like be like, okay, we'll take 50 of your books, and here's how much. If you want it in trade or cash.
Well, and they always bump you down on a fucking grade. Always.
Oh yeah.
Right. The other thing that was annoying when the person that bought the book, they bought it through their website. directly.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a frequent buyer who only purchased everything by check. So the guy had to mail in his check. They had to receive the check, cash it, and wait for that to clear, and then they would send it.
I do that a lot.
I was like, it was literally probably mid-December, and it took about 3-4 weeks, another 3-4 weeks to get the check.
Well, their policy is you place the order, and then you get 2 weeks to pay. If you're mailing by check, they need the check within 2 weeks, and then they probably wait, a week for it to clear.
Right.
So that was probably your time. Because I've done that. Because that's a way to get around the 3% fee. Like they don't charge you any fee for anything as a buyer.
So little things like that, like I didn't anticipate, because I was like, oh, it'd be great to have this money for Christmas. Well, Christmas came and went. So I was like, around November, I was like, great, I'm sending this in. No. Anyways.
Scott, what's up with Mezco for 2018? Anything?
Yeah, they got some. They got a couple nice things out. Let me see here. I was actually just looking at the website. They're doing a Michael Myers.
Better let Mel know.
Yeah. They're doing a Joker, but it's the Killing Joke Joker. That one's pretty cool. He's got like 5 different heads and a couple different suits and
Are these all the 112 figures or?
Yeah, the 112. Here, I'll post it. I'll post it in the YouTube. Oh, they don't let you put websites in there. Let me put it here. And they got some. I think they got a new Wolverine coming out. Let me see.
Is that the one with the trench coat and the baby Hulk?
No, I think that one came out already. No, they got the one X-Men version, the blue and is that blue? Yeah, blue and yellow costume.
Oh, yeah, that Joker's really cool. And he comes with a crowbar.
Yeah, it comes with a lot of stuff. It's pretty cool. They got a Justice League Aquaman coming out, Thor Ragnarok. They also got a Batman Ascending Knight version. But I actually just got a Red Sun one. That one's pretty dope.
These are pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, if you're into like the what is it, the slideshow, the 1/6 scale?
Yeah.
These are the same quality, but just in 1/12 scale. So they're just half the size. My favorite is still the Punisher one.
And half the price.
Yeah.
Yeah, posable.
Oh yeah, fully articulated.
I bought that big exclusive Lion-O from Mezco over the summer. It was like $40, and it's 14 inches and has the light up eyes and stuff. I still have it in the box on my shelf. That thing's badass.
Have you opened it?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say, how was the quality of it?
Yeah, I mean, I watched a couple YouTube videos on it before I bought it just to make sure, but it was one of the ones where people were selling them on eBay for like 80 to 130, and I was like, well, let me check Mezco's site, and they had it for 40. I was like, sold.
They have an Iron Man, like the original yellow and red costume with metal components, it says. That's pretty cool. I like this one. Yeah, they're good toys, man. They really are. Like if you piece for, not $200 or $300, and some of them actually end up being worth money.
Brian,
Seems like
what's your storage space or your display space rather like?
So if you want to see that, you're gonna have to wait because I'm waiting to clean my room up, and then I'm gonna do a video of my room. and you'll be able to see it on Simple Man's Comics YouTube channel.
Dude, I want to. You should do like maybe not a video. You should do a before and after, at least a picture of before, maybe a video of after. Like right now, Dina was over at my house a while back when it was like the cleanest it's ever been. Looks 500 times worse right now.
It's not that it's super messy. It's just I have comics that I've bought probably over the past 5 months that I go to them, and then I just got little stacks of them.
In the queue.
Yeah, they're like all over the place, sitting there, and
Yeah,
it's like laundry, man. I just hate putting it away.
Well, I put it away. It's just gonna move to someplace else.
So yeah, once I get that, I figured because I've had a couple people ask, and but I do have IKEA cabinets.
So do it crib style.
Yeah. Like, yo, check it out. When I lived in Virginia Beach, when I bought my first house, I was gonna do like a cribs episode, and it was gonna be like a little kiddie pool in the back, and like this is where we all hang out. But yeah, so that's one of my plans is do a little video and throw it up on the YouTube channel of my little comic room.
Cool.
It sounds, except mine's not in the attic like yours, Paul. Mine's in the basement.
Hey, mine's in the basement too. There's no hating on that.
So I got my little dehumidifier and.
Oh, see, I just throw mine in the closet.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty cold in the closet down here. So I mean,
but I have one, but even in the summertime, it doesn't seem like the humidity gets too bad. But
I think I'm gonna get rid of my IKEA shelves. I might go. I think Target has like the real racks, like the metal racks. I think I might go to that. I don't know.
I'm interested to see how those plastic short boxes work out.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do a review on those too. Those should get here tomorrow.
Nice.
So I'm anxious to see how those are myself. There's BCW.
Yeah, it has like spacers in there, and
right.
like that's really cool.
An interlocking lid that stays on the box.
I have books that are falling over in one box right now.
Yeah, right now
I hate that.
For a divider, I have like
I use bubble wrap.
Some old framed pick 5x8s and some dictionaries and
but I've noticed like I put like boxes in there or like bubble wrap or something like that, and I've noticed that some of those books on the end do tend to start to like bend a little, maybe not significantly, but enough, more than if it was like a valuable book, you're like, it just went from.
But I mean, 12. I guess the thing. I mean, I'm a cost guy. It sucked, but it's like $12 for a box or whatever. What is it? $20? What is the price for a box? A plastic box?
It was. If I ordered 4 and it came to like 17 and free shipping.
See, I might get one of those and just put the books that I want to keep safe. Raws that you want to like.
Well, I can see it good for you guys that like are taking stuff to shows and stuff. But I mean, then again, it is a short box. But if you're moving books around and stuff like that, from their channel or from their little video they showed, it looked like a good thing for that.
I think the problem with shows would be I don't think they'd be good for like displaying the books.
Yeah, it would be good for transport, but not for people browsing through.
Yeah, they look like more of a PC safe storage system.
You could bring your wall books in that thing.
Yeah. What was it, you, Paul, that showed like the Bags Unlimited and their freaking vacuum bags?
The safe space? Fuck, that was hilarious, man.
Oh, Bags Unlimited has clear backing boards now. But they looked expensive. I think they're like 50 cents a piece.
I did order a pack of top loaders also when I bought those.
I love top loaders.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. That's my thing too. It's like plastic's cool and like you could lug them around, but it's like they're not safe. And then I thought, wouldn't it be cool if you could put those if it had enough room on side to side, but then it's more space. Obviously, if you could throw those Starfolios in there, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, that's what they should do.
You know what they should do with them? Have them like be able to interlock in between like 2 or 3, so you could stack like 3 of them high, and then like have an attachment for wheels and a handle.
Oh god!
Like a BCW cart.
Yeah. Like just
Trey
have it like
Trey would lose his fucking mind.
Yeah, have it like a spot for an attachment for a handle and wheels at the bottom. and just like lock them all in place and just make a dolly out of it.
Only if you get like a universal grip for your stroller or wheelchair, motorized wheelchair. Trey would love that shit.
Oh my
Put
god.
a small lawnmower engine on it. Bam.
That's right.
That is a pain in the ass though when people are lugging all like one dude had like an actual hand truck with like long boxes on them.
I know.
Like, yo, dude, what the fuck are you doing, man?
You set it up like one of those cooler scooters where you just ride around on it.
Be like the dude outside selling water. Like, just set up your own stand out there and sell them.
That's awesome.
Call it a mini con.
Yeah, right.
The
con annex.
Inside the con.
Dino, you sent that list of 50 best superhero movies ever.
I did.
That's not right.
That's correct.
Matt, I don't know if do you have a link to the outline, man? It's on there.
No, let me find it. Sorry.
I'll send it I'll resend it.
And it's not. I want to preface this. This is not my list. It's a list I found on the interwebs. So, who even posted this?
I think the difference. But the difference going down this list is
Collider
saying that was a good movie and that was a great movie. I think it basically is the difference.
Dark Knight #1. Ugh.
Oh god.
How is Power Rangers even in the top 50?
So I'm going to preface this by saying I'm going to load #1 in the YouTube chat, but they're all videos. They're not like a list. So they're like YouTube videos, and I think they make like comments on them and stuff. Obviously, I didn't listen to all 50 of them. So
see, I'm one of those guys. I hate the Christopher Nolan Batmans.
Really?
Well, here's my reason. It's not because they're not good movies, and it's not
Shenanigans.
It's called Christian. It's Christian Bale, man.
I've never
Watchmen
seen
is 42.
I've never seen my Batman. Like I've never seen the calculated, smart, systematic Batman that, like, for example, Christian Bale. I know he's like early on in it, but there's just, and this is totally a fanboy issue. There's parts of it where the Batman that I know, when he's going toe to toe with like the people coming out of like, it's in like a parking garage and he's fighting hand-to-hand combat with all these thugs. Now, the Batman that I know, that I've read as a kid, to now, the Batman that I know would have taken them out before they even knew what hit him. No, Christian Bale Batman goes in there and goes hand to hand, and it takes a good couple fights for him to just take maybe one down. Mm-hmm. And it's just, there's little issues just like that where Batman doesn't need to go in there and kick ass.
You're looking for the Batman Adventures Batman kind of, right?
There's Jim Lee. What was it during that Hush storyline where the Batman in there is a little more detective, figuring things out. There's a Grant Morrison Batman where all the Justice League, I think it's called The Nail, where all the Justice League are kidnapped, and Batman breaks loose, and they're like, whatever, he's just a human. And Superman says, you have no idea, he's the most dangerous human on the planet. And he systematically takes them each, like all those aliens down, one by one.
What story is that?
It's called, it's Grant Morrison's The Nail.
The Nail. And
it's my one of my absolute favorite Batman stories. So that's why I have a problem with Christopher Nolan Batman, is that it's not that he's just too green. It's just not a version of the Batman that I wanted to see. I think he's just too real, I guess, and I think that was the point of it.
Batman.
Yeah, and I can't stand that voice. That drove me nuts. Yeah. So it was all those little factors that just, and I know it's sacrilegious because a lot of people, and even if you watch like the original
Heath
Tim
Ledger
Burton,
stole that movie.
well, the Heath Ledger one, yeah, that's his performance
that was the best joke that will ever be done.
Oh, absolutely. But still, as a movie, like I'm not one of those that touted as one of their.
I can't believe they have Watchmen 42 on this list. Get the fuck out of here.
And they got the original Turtles at 45. I mean, they had the Crow at 41. I don't know. Blade at 38. The first Blade was fucking awesome.
Those numbers are fucked. The list.
Well, I mean,
Trey would disagree with Civil War #3. You hated that one, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think he liked that one, did he?
No, he was over Winter Soldier by
hated
then.
Yeah.
I mean, they had Spider-Man: Homecoming at 13. I mean, it was good, but I don't think it was 13 good.
This list is bogus.
See, I would have a Captain America 1 higher, if it's even on there, and Captain America Winter Soldier was probably I honestly think that was the best comic book movie I've ever seen.
That one was dark.
Yeah.
It was dark, and the story was good, the acting was good, the action was really steady. There wasn't a lot of like talk it out moments.
Which one, Matt?
Captain America 2, Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
I don't even.
They got
think
the
that's on this
Rocketeer.
list.
They got the Rocketeer at 29 for fuck's sake.
Rocketeer is awesome, and it still holds up. Have you watched it?
I haven't watched it lately.
Still holds up. Like if you go back and watch Tim Burton Batman, yeah, there's a lot of cracks in some of that stuff. A lot, like you said, The Crow. You watch it a little differently than when you did when you were 15, 16.
Wasn't Jennifer Connelly in The Rocketeer?
Yes, and that's probably one of my biggest selling points. But
yeah.
I mean that movie is still fantastic.
They had Blade, the first Blade at 38. Like,
yeah, dude. That fucking first Blade was badass. And they had Blade 2 at 34, which is like, ugh.
Hellboy was pretty good too, and that's only at 40.
And I forget who said it, but maybe it was Trey. But Doctor Strange was one of my favorite movie experiences. I really loved seeing it. But then when I rewatched it at like home, like it wasn't as good as it was. Like I know it's not as good as in the theater, but
that was my problem too. I watched Doctor Strange, I think on Netflix when it dropped, and I watched it at home. Obviously, I mean, obviously I don't have a 30,000 square foot, square inch TV, but yeah, it's like,
But some movies still hold up, like on the small screen.
Yeah.
Guardians 2 does.
I didn't like Guardians 2 compared to 1.
I didn't hate Guardians 2, but I wouldn't say I loved it. It was fun.
Ego.
Dude, Drax is awesome.
Drax was good, yeah.
Manus, look out.
I loved Groot in that too.
Yeah. So there were a lot of fun but the storyline was really thin.
Yeah.
That was my only beef with it.
When he started having to catch with
with his dad.
Ego, I was like, get the fuck out of here. What is what's going on?
Yeah, that was a little too much. I mean, even Spider-Man, like Homecoming, it was fun, but again, it goes back to it's just not a version of it's not my Spider-Man. Yes. There's versions of these characters where I could look at the movie, watch the movie, and still have fun in the movie. And even with like Batman versus Superman, I had a lot of fun in watching it, but I can't stand watching that movie now. Like it's absolutely one of my least favorite comic book movies of all time.
I mean, V for Vendetta, I probably agree at 31. I mean, it's a good movie. Don't get me wrong. I mean, when it came out, it was
remember the 5th of November.
That's right. So
that's a tough read, though. It's a good story, but it's a tough read.
Yeah,
it's slow.
It is slow.
It's kind of like the Watchmen's a tough read, I think, too, especially in the middle part.
Yeah, it's very wordy.
Yeah.
Well, especially if you compare it to stuff now, which is, everything moves pretty briskly, and people don't tend to cram words onto a page. Where
whole paragraphs.
If I wanted to read a book, I would just read a book.
I never even watched Chronicle. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Chronicle was good. That was one of the first,
wasn't that David Ayer? Was it? No. Who directed that? Was it?
I forget. That was when there's like 4 friends and there's an asteroid.
Oh, it's the guy who directed the Fantastic Four reboot.
Yeah, but I don't even blame that movie on him, I think that was the studio.
You got you have high hopes for that Spider-Man animated Spider-Verse?
Yeah, from what I've seen, it's gorgeous. It's a love letter to comic book fans, honestly. Nice. If there's any comic book movie that's ever existed, this is the most comic book movie that has ever existed. It's like a comic book came to life.
That crazy art style is like they're kind of like throwing a lot of different looks into one.
Yeah, they're doing a lot,
blender, which I like. like a scan. I had a list a few, maybe our last podcast or the one before, but it's like a Scanner Darkly esque, like just some of the scenes.
I mean, I think they're just trying a bunch of different things out. There's still a year until
it's kind of like the Animatrix. Didn't the Animatrix have different types of anime styles in it? But
right.
Either way, it looks phenomenal.
No, it is, and what they show is just not even. It doesn't even hit how good it looks. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. I'm really, really excited about it.
No, it looks good by any stretch of imagination. Like I saw it. I mean, like I'm definitely going to watch it. A lot of people were. I'm glad you're back here because a lot of people were giving shit about the name, dude. How long it was.
Well, that's like and hopefully stuff like that changes. Who knows? But I mean, the problem is, I think the reason why they have to do it is you have to separate yourself from the Spider-Man Homecoming somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you still have to give some type of title that tells you what the plot is. Yep. So I think there's some issues with that. But what I really enjoyed, and it's also really sad, I was reading the comments of a lot of, on the YouTube, the official trailer YouTube channel, and you read all the comments. Everyone's like, "Oh, they made Spider-Man black." I'm like, really?
Oh God!
There was like every other comment was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna watch it. They made Spider-Man black." I'm like,
who cares? Just watch it.
It's like, one, it's like you're racist, and two, it's not. He is black. That Miles Morales is.
It's like making
that's people who aren't comic book readers or know that genre.
Well, yeah, no, it was just funny, and then there's there's 20 responses to that one. Every time someone makes that comment, there's another 20 saying, you're an idiot.
It's like they were complaining that Danny Rand was white. Like, read the books.
Another whitewashing.
Yeah.
He should have wrote that. Should have talked about that in the 70s. Then
I kind of wish he was Asian because that one was that actor is not great.
No,
not great. That was a brutal one to get through too. I swear, if I ever have to hear the words "the hand" again, I'm going to scream.
I couldn't get through that, and my wife and I started Defenders, but we didn't finish it.
And well, that was my problem with Defenders is they go back to the fucking hand, and it just drove me nuts. I can't talk about the hand again. Can't listen about the hand. I don't want to watch the hand. Please let the hand die.
Yeah, that's what I didn't like about the second season of Daredevil either.
Yeah. No more the hand. It worked a lot better when he's going toe to toe with like Wilson Fisk.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little more. There's something a little more interesting when it's one man. Especially Daredevil and Kingpin, because how they take each other down, in the comics is probably one of the best comic book storylines of all time. When Daredevil, after Karen Page dies, and Daredevil says, or someone says to Kingpin, like, he's now more dangerous than ever because he has nothing to lose now. He truly is a man without fear.
Correct.
Yeah. That's when Daredevil got really good.
Well,
so spoiler for Daredevil season 3.
You guys got anything else in the outline?
I don't. I'm comic book hunting. So I don't. No, I think it's a good episode, man.
Yeah.
I think Mondays is working out.
Mondays is good. We'll see how football affects us next season, but whatever.
We'll have to do some get back into some video game stuff too.
Yes. And plus Monday nights, I mean, most of last year, Monday nights were shit for football anyway. So I mean, we'll see.
People don't watch football anymore.
I know.
Yeah. Or we can all just come on and watch the game together.
We'll just stream it, dude. We'll just stream it. It'll be awesome.
I'll just ask all these stupid Paul questions because I don't know how to play football. So,
jeez.
You'll appreciate
like the blackjack table all over again.
Oh man.
Why don't they do it this way?
Oh God. Why is that, Matt?
So my sister texted me today, and she was like, "Hey, do you have any? I have all my old video game consoles." She's like, "Hey, do you have any Nintendo games left?" I was like, "Do I have some Nintendo games? I have every Nintendo game."
Nice.
And so she was
if she wants one, dude, I'll hook you guys up. I mean,
yeah, I was like, "It's gonna cost you $200." She was like, "Okay."
It's awesome. I mean, I think is you played the shit out of it yet?
I haven't played it since Thanksgiving, but yeah, it's pretty amazing. There's some sound issues with some stuff, and I assume that's just how they come over. And I got to figure out the coin thing for the video game ones because I can't get that to work.
Okay, so the coin thing is you gotta. Did I give you the pad with all the so turn that on and plug it in, and then you hit the number 6 button.
Okay,
and that's how you coin it.
Because I actually wanted to go and play that. Did you guys ever play the Punisher arcade game? And it was never ported over to any console, but it was a side scroller, and I think it was like I forget who else was in it. It might have been like the Punisher and Nick Fury, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But and so it'd be like you and Nick Fury going along like Final Fantasy, Final Flight style. Man, that game was awesome. So the Punisher would have his machine guns, and then you get all these grenades, and it was pretty. I'm dying. I'm itching to get into that, but I couldn't figure out the coin. How to put coin in the machine.
Yep, it's 6.
All right.
Yeah, so if you hit 6, it should load up a bunch of coins for you. I think it's like 1 coin. Just keep pressing it forever. It's fine.
Okay, gotcha.
Hey, we did on the Flipside Google Plus, we did put out a shout out for guests, and we had some good responses. If you responded, let us know what your specialty is, and I think we're gonna have at least one person on our next show, which is the 29th.
2 weeks from tonight.
Yeah, the 29th, 2 weeks from now. So if you just put, hey, I'd love to be on, come back and elaborate what your specialty is, and we'll figure out who we're gonna pick, and give you guys 2 weeks to do your research and maybe send us some links for us to read. So we're a little bit on the same page.
So who are you hoping for?
From there. Anybody, man. All the topics that we've had in the past. I mean, Matchbox cars we didn't really touch on, and
Matt DeVoe. We're hoping for Matt DeVoe.
Yeah, we're hoping for Matt DeVoe to come back.
Yeah, I might show up. Who knows?
I mean, Legos.
Toy collector, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I know that Nick Hart's heavy on cryptocurrency. So, I mean, anything, whatever your specialty is. I mean, this is the flip side. So, well, whatever, man.
Cryptocurrency, that could be interesting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we make sure Ben's not a part of that. Ben Stein. So.
Yeah, him and Coy.
Oh God.
Yeah, let us know.
Buy high, sell low.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Monday nights, man. That's our new gig, and I shared enough Paul's problems for this podcast, but I got the notebook still going, so we'll be here.
Nice.
We're gonna I'm gonna find a publisher and we're gonna get it printed.
Yeah. Each chapter 1 this one time. Chapter
maybe I'll talk to Inigo, whoever printed those CBSI cover artist books.
Yeah, that
maybe
thing
I'll take
cool, man.
They are cool.
Have Dan Piercy do the cover.
Yeah, I got one.
I didn't get one.
Dan Piercy, yeah.
It's pretty cool.
I want a picture of Paul on the cover.
Can I write the forward to it though? Like it'd be good.
It should just be a true picture of me just after as much Jim Beam as I can take. Just
it should be the Baltimore picture with you the fanny pack on.
Yeah, definitely.
Now you can have it sponsored by Jim Beam.
That'd be hilarious. I love these,
the fanny pack.
I'm so glad I started writing these down because some of these I just forget. I love these.
Did you use the fanny pack in your trip?
No, man, I left it behind. I didn't.
The Baltimore story was pretty amazing. Like, I wish you could almost highlight that on the iTunes store. You know, it just called the Paul's Baltimore Adventure.
Oh,
because it was pretty spectacular.
I'm
like
just
Brian,
glad
you should have gave him your Go Cam and just had it on Paul the entire time.
That's next year's.
Yeah.
Oh, could you imagine how great that would have been? Oh,
Oh shoot!
I'm just glad
it was
It
so
would have been
good.
great. It would have been great because you would have seen the expressions on people's faces that Paul was completely oblivious to. at the
Oh, I
blackjack
was
table.
dying. It was so good.
Man, that Asian lady had it out for me.
Oh
I'll
my
tell you.
god!
Oh, dude, I would have
She
murdered
wanted
you
to
too.
kill
I-
you, man.
I told my boss about it, and he's like, "Yeah, he should have got killed." I'm like, "Yeah," because he's a big blackjack guy. He's like, "Is he a dumbass? Is he slow?" I'm like, "No."
Is he slow? Oh man!
He goes,
Paul.
"Yep." I would have just got up and left. I'm like, "Yep, that's what pretty much everybody did."
I didn't.
You know, I go,
that.
"It's funny. Scott was the only one who made money, and he was sitting before him."
Yeah. Well, you know what I did is I took. Still that going down. I took a handful of chips and stuck them in my pocket. I
Yep.
was like, "Well, these are for later." And
So that chapter is called Double Down.
Oh God.
double down.
Something else, man.
No, not double down. Split.
Oh, split.
Split.
That's right.
Yo, split in
Jack
tens.
Queen on a dealer
God.
10.
Dude, and the funny part about that whole story is how he split them, and they had to call the pit boss over. That's the best part.
Yeah. So, hey, what episode was that? If people are listening now and want to go back and hear it, because it is fantastic. People have to listen to it.
Let me look.
I think that's the only time I ever really saw Sean angry. Because he definitely cost the money on one hand, Paul.
I think I lost him about $90 yeah.
Yeah.
He just had his hands in his face, and I was like, "Oh."
The best part is like everybody was winning right before Paul sat down.
19, I believe, because we recapped Baltimore Comic-Con. I think it's 19.
Oh, I'm gonna go back and listen to it tomorrow.
Yeah, 19.
Oh, so good.
And you know, the funny thing is, nobody sent me a book in the mail anonymously, like Blackjack for Dummies or anything. I think they just have trusted in.
People told you what to do, and you didn't want to do it.
I think they just trusted in the system that no one will ever let that happen again. Where they'll just put me at the end of the table where I don't affect anybody
you
but
still
myself.
fuck up everybody.
At the end of the table? How?
Yeah, because you're taking cards that the dealer might bust on.
Yep.
But here's a credit to you guys: is you guys told it so well that it made you feel like you were there. Just everything from like him packing up in the middle of the night and the old granny, the granny suitcase. I mean the what killed me was the dummy wallet. I love the dummy wallet.
I do love that. That's one of my favorite. That and the monkey ball.
He brings it out, dude, the monkey ball, and like, what the fuck, dude? He's like, you never know, dude. We're in Baltimore, dude. I'm like, you're with like 30 of us. It's not like we would like let you get your ass kicked and then kick your ass again or something. It's like, come on, man.
Oh man, the dummy wallet was just so good.
Koi wallet.
He's like, we're gonna see if the maids are really trustworthy.
The ringer cannot be empty, dude.
Oh, Paul, I love you. Oh, I'm crying right now. Jeez.
I live to entertain even when I don't mean to.
Oh, that just needs. You need to like keep that episode, Paul, and then they need to play it at your funeral.
Play a job interviews to let them know what they're getting.
No, don't do that.
Speaking
Tell them
of,
the fridge story for that one.
Speaking of funerals, I got the old joke. I told one of the guys at work, he's like 60, right? And I go, man, I hope I go before you. And he goes, why? I go, so you could be a pallbearer at my funeral and let me down one more time. That's what I tell people.
Fucked up.
That's brutal, but it's funny. Good times.
All right.
Sean said it was $80, so I owe Sean at least $80.
Jesus. He goes, it's not priceless. That's kind of funny. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, I wish I would. If you go again, I will go.
No, I'm going. I already bought tickets.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a
I
thing.
know.
and I just want to like shout at you the whole time.
Yeah, just the casino.
To do something.
Do you want to share a room with him and he can pack at 4 a.m.?
Yeah,
Dude, we're like, what are you doing? Stop packing. Like, it's good. We'll do it in the morning. We'll even help you.
I gotta be prepared.
Just everything. The beer. It sounded like a magical weekend, and I'm disappointed that I wasn't a part of it.
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh man. Jeez.
Next time. It's in September, man. You come along. You got time.
Maybe this year. Who knows?
You go to any cons? I know Nick was asking if anybody's doing SDCC this year.
No, I usually do STC every year, and WonderCon. WonderCon is my favorite one. Just every year, every time I go, I find great books. San Diego Comic-Con, I never find anything other than it's like a grab for
The
convention
exclusives.
variants. Yeah, but
Sean says come to Indy.
Is that even worth the rat race?
I mean, Sean doesn't know this yet, but I mean, the books, you can find good deals on books there. You just gotta know what you're looking for. I don't
think I could deal with that crowd.
I mean, it's not terrible. I mean, look at that one booth we had next to us last year where we just murdered him after he was just giving away books. I mean,
so East Coast tends to have older but bigger books on the racks, right?
Yeah.
For the wall.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, there's not a lot of variants.
And I noticed that, San Diego Comic-Con, there aren't a lot of variants on the wall, but they tend to have the same variants. Like I usually see, for some reason, what number is the Wonder Woman Finch? Is that 40?
38.
38. Sorry, 38. Every convention I go to, that's on a wall.
That was on a wall in Baltimore.
Yeah, you're not going to see that in the East Coast.
And Walking Dead the Lucille variants.
Wow.
There's one at my local comic shop for $500, and it made me take a double take because it sounded really good. But when I looked it up, I was like, "Wow, that book dropped a lot. That's what it's actually selling for is $500." That used to be a $900 book. Yeah,
the problem with indie dude is like we're like the only people, and I mean that's what makes our booth so nice. We're the only people with like variants and old books.
Sure.
And they're like,
great.
And they're like competitive. I mean, and I always say this, and I hate bringing it up again, but we're like the lowest price guys there by far. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're reasonable about it. It's not like we're just throwing like 3 times eBay and saying whatever,
I mean, I think at San Diego Comic-Con, you're getting such a huge array of fans that it's in your best interest that you bring the most recent, hottest, biggest stuff. And that's the one thing I noticed that they don't tend to do. Like I was looking for Spider-Gwen books this past Comic-Con and no one had any.
Yep.
And I was like, how
I think
this has to be. Well, it's like, it's got to be, it's probably one of the top cosplay to do at the convention.
Is cosplay really a good gauge of what's popular though?
Well, it is and it isn't, because
I don't think it is.
I mean, it doesn't move a needle, no, because people aren't paying attention to it. But it does show that there's a fan fervor for it. What's been getting me lately is, like, for example, I was at my comic shop, and there's a guy that's working there, and there's a girl that was with him, and there was a Spider-Gwen jacket on a chair, and I said, to the girl, I was like, your jacket's really cool, and he was like, and the guy was like, no, it's actually mine, and I was like, oh, sorry, and he was like, no, I love it. And then I heard more stories of other people like wearing Spider-Gwen jackets, and I guess it's a thing. That kind of took me aback.
If dudes are wearing rompers, why can't they wear Spider-Gwen jackets?
Rompers. Oh, shit. But no, is it a true gauge? No, not really. But it just shows that there's interest for demand for the characters. But I'm sure at that convention, it's probably a character that people were looking for.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, that's what I think too. I mean, and I found Spider-Gwen stuff at Baltimore.
Like if I was going to a convention today, I would take Totally Awesome Hulk books, 20 to try and find like Weapon H books and Cosmic Ghost Rider books and
No, wait, slow down. I got to write this down.
I mean, that's the stuff I would be bringing with me just because it's kind of what people are, Mr. Miracle books and kind of what people are hunting for these days.
Oh, great. I have none of that. Great. No, I don't know. I've been before you got on, I was telling the guys that I've been buying moderns lately, modern variants. I mean, not like big variants, but I mean just modern variants. And we bought all Baltimore VOS V2 as a Spider-Verse 2. We bought like every copy. So basically, so I've been buying modern variants. So just like cool stuff I see, like Horn stuff or Sinkovich, or I just
Yeah, what have you bought?
Or
if you've already gone over it, don't you don't have to go over it.
Oh no, I mean I'll talk to you afterwards, I guess. I mean it's nothing crazy. It's not like I guess an online store had like a 80% off variant sale. So I just went down the list and they were giving away variants for like $5. I mean, if I throw $10 on it at Indy, like Horn stuff, Del Auto stuff, huge stuff, and it's not like his most coveted. It's not like a Loesch or some shit like that, but it's,
sure. I mean, it's interesting with variants right now because I would generally say a lot of the hottest variants came out of 2011, 2012, 2013 ish. We're now moving to a time where it's 5 years later, and these books are not getting easier to find. Everyone that's waiting for some secret stash of books, they don't seem to be showing up.
And the people who get those secret stashes are like the Cargo Holds, the Midtowns, the My Comic Shops, the guys who are,
Nah, they sold them a long time ago.
Well, I mean, but I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna find a stash, those guys are gonna find a stash way before the common, unless it's some dumb luck, you find a trailer full of books somewhere. But
I mean, comic shops my comic shop got traded in an X-23 #1 Del Auto. That was just part of their collection. They probably gave them 5 cents for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, where'd you get that? And I mean, it pops up every now and then. Granted, they wanted $500 for it, but raw.
Yeah.
Which I thought was, a little too much on market. But I've never seen that book ever in the wild. That was the first time. And how old is that book?
Yeah.
I just think we're moving towards a time where it's going to be hard to find a lot of these books, and I kind of kick myself because I wish I kept a lot of the higher ones.
Well, that's what we did when we started our company, dude. How many variants did we have on our top list that Maddie did? Oh, probably it was crazy.
20 of the top 50 at least.
Yeah, and we sold them all.
Ugh.
Made money on every one of them.
Oh yeah, I mean, like, yeah,
not as much as we could have.
I mean, I probably had half of that list, and there's maybe only a few I still have, but yeah, and a lot of them I moved. Like what was it, the 688, the lizard, Campbell Lizard?
Yeah, Campbell Lizard. I've been looking for that book too.
I had that. I found it at a comic book shop nearby. I graded it, came back as a 9.8. I listed it for $350. It sat for 6 months until someone made an offer of $275, which I accepted. And then a year later, it was like a year later, and then it went crazy. But that was a book that I kind of, I knew in the back of my head I should hold, but then I was double guessing myself because I'm like, it's sitting at $350. The market obviously doesn't want it at that price. Is it ever going to jump up? So it kind of made me
well, you made money on it, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, I bought it for $30, so it was a good buy. But
I think you got to play the odds there. What are the chances? Most likely, it's going to go back down.
Not crying, but like some of those books, they're not going to show up more in the next 5 years.
And what's funny is that I was talking to my local comic guy, the comic book store guy, and he goes, Dino, he goes, I don't really have anything. I go, I mean, he has books out there, and he's a good guy. He goes, if I'm not gonna make money on it, Dino, if I'm gonna make money on it, I'm gonna keep it and grade it. You know, there's not gonna be any. You're not gonna find raw books anymore. You know.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. Everybody's got that. You know.
Everything's been picked through by now.
Yep.
Well, I think they're still a little. I mean, like, obviously this person just traded in a box of comics and that was in there. You know, I still think there's those people that just kind of picked it up and didn't care about it because they probably bought it for, $20.
Well, and the thing too is, like, even nowadays, like, variants now, there's no rare variants. You think is there rare variants? You think in going into 2018, you're gonna think? I mean,
stuff that's being printed now.
Yeah.
I haven't noticed any, especially like last year or this year. The Popeye books are really interesting because it actually, Sean made me completely aware of it. I didn't realize how cool some of those covers are.
Yeah.
And then you start searching for them. You can't find one of them.
Yeah.
And it just makes you realize, like, there are super rare variants. It's stuff like that just pops up out of the woodwork, and then people are like, well, these covers are really cool. I didn't know they existed. And
I guess besides like a Popeye or like even like an Archie, right? Something like that, or like a 1 in 5,000.
I mean, some of those, they have those super high ratio variants that they've been doing. I mean, those are technically rare, even though they're rehashed artwork.
Like the Venom, remember the Venom 1 in 5,000?
Yeah, and they have all the X-Men Legacy ones that were 1 in 5,000. I mean, the problem with those books is that they're super rare, but they're not cheap either. Cool, because they're just it's just interior art. I really wish they would just, you're doing this super rare variant. Why doesn't Todd McFarlane do a brand new cover for, I mean, can you imagine what that would go for? A brand new,
you would sell a ton of them.
Do a Spawn 1 in 5,000 or something,
or a Spider-Man for Todd McFarlane to do a Spider-Man variant. I would pay $1,000 for that, and I don't pay $1,000 for books. I don't know why.
I don't think 1,000 would be enough.
This is why store variants, even though they drive me nuts, they do a really good job of having their finger on the pulse of what fans want and what collectors, the artists that collectors want. And they're producing amazing art. Now, I just really wish that some of these covers were, these 1 in 50, 1 in 100, 1 in 500 variants. I mean, they would be insane.
And not on 3 different covers.
Right. And then not replicated 3 times. I mean, there was at Comic-Con, I stopped by WonderCon at Campbell's booth, and they had a box of his rarest stuff from his personal collection. And that was really fun to go through, and they had some of the Damsels variants, the ruby, or it's like the red variant with there's only 10 copies of them,
which is super rare. Yeah. That's on the ghost hunting article from Stein.
Right, but the problem with that book is that there's, I think, 4 different covers of that same cover, but just different colors.
Mm-hmm.
It could be 10 copies, but that cover still exists.
It's like what sports cards did with the parallel inserts.
Yeah. And so it just, I didn't get it, for that reason. If it was truly like an original cover, I would have grabbed it. But yeah, it just kind of drives me nuts when they do.
How much was it?
It was reasonable. It was like $250. It for being a rare Campbell variant, and it's on recalledcomics.com.
Yeah,
I've been ghost hunting too, dude. I've been looking at Stein's articles. I picked up that monocyte one. I picked up Fistful of Blood. I picked up that Art Germ variant.
Yeah, those ghost hunting books are fantastic.
Yeah, so we'll see how they go.
I mean, I'm sure that Dirty Pair cover, that Hughes cover, was on a ghost hunting book at some point.
Yeah, probably on a Hughes checklist or something.
I mean, that book is going nowhere but up at this point. I would love to get a 9.8 in that, but I don't think
Hughes has a rabid fan base and he sells well.
Yeah, and that's what why aren't they doing more Hughes 1-in-100s or they keep going to Alex Ross, which he's the fantastic artist, but man, you cannot sell those books.
No.
Nobody
wants those Alex Ross 1-in-300 sketch covers.
Well, I think what was the most recent Avengers book that they did talked about on the day after, but there was a 1-in-500 or something like that, or it was like a black and white version of it. But you can get it for like $199, or that's what it was listed for in best offer. So you could probably get it for $150.
Well, right now they got a dirty pair. Right now, it's on eBay. It's going for it's a SS98 and it's going for $750.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that book is one. It's books like that where they weren't talked about highly in the past 5 years, but now they are, and now they're going crazy. I think we'll start seeing more of those. It's just a matter of what book.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting to see some of these big books fall. Like I didn't think I'd ever see that Lucille book fall by half its market costs. That was really surprising to me. I was almost ready to buy it until I was like, well, I should just check eBay just in case. I was like, oh, it's only selling for $500. And this was the signed one, not the ruby one. But man, it just some books surprise you.
The market is fickle.
I think my favorite variant of last year was the America 2.
Yep.
America 2 Adams.
Yep. Sean had one of those.
Yeah, I have a 9.8 of that too, and that was my favorite variant. I don't know much about the character. I just thought I like the way she looks in it. I like the aesthetic of it. It's just
a cool book, man. It's
a really well done variant. I wish she would take off and become popular. I don't know if she is going to. If Kamala Khan is in limbo right now, I don't see America Chavez getting out ahead of her. But
what about Silk and Spider Gwen and?
Yeah, there's a lot of good Silk books.
Just
and the Gwen books, I don't love the Land variant. I think his style is a little too raw, but that variant is,
that variant sells.
It's easily one of the it will be one of the most expensive variants. It already is one of the most expensive variants.
I razzed mine for $100 and thought I was fucking hot shit.
I bought mine at my local comic shop for $20. I got it graded, came back as a 9.8, and then the book was going nuts, and I sold it for $450, the 9.8, back in 2014. But then it jumped up to $900 like about 6 months after that, and then it just crashed, but now it's past.
When you said America 2, is that the Art Adams one?
Yeah. Yep. I even had the original art in my hand, the original art that he did in my hands, and he wanted $3,000 for it, which I thought was just way too much, but I thought about it for a good 15 minutes.
Yeah. I've been looking here. Yeah, about 175 probably.
For that one?
Yeah, for Art Adams.
Yeah.
The America 2.
I think it was 1 in 50. Was it? Yeah,
1 in 50. Yeah, 175. That's not terrible, I guess. I don't know. I mean, you're not going to make any money. That's a 9.62. Just got to be something.
Yeah, I think that book's really low at that price right now. But
corner smash on it.
Like that's kind of one of those books that I'm not going to sell right now. Just to move it.
Well, it's like Superior Spider-Man 1 or 20 1 in 50 to Campbell. I mean, that's still a monster book.
There's a lot of really good Superior Spider-Man books that they've had some jumps and then some falls.
Like 22 with Venom on it.
Yeah, like 22 with the Venom, and then the
25 is good.
Where's the one what's the number with the J.G. Jones one where this is a 25 with the close up of his suit? Oh, the Spider-Man 29 suit.
No, this one I think is a close up of Venom 25. All right, but it's a J.G. Jones as well.
Yeah, he had some really good books in that run, and I'm surprised that they haven't taken off even more.
Yeah, 25 with him with the hand, his hand as Venom, and it's like kind of like the whatever kind of thing.
Oh, it's 17. I love Superior Spider-Man 17.
Is that the Panini one?
No, it's I forget who did it.
You know they have a Panini of that, right? Yeah, I'll load it.
And it's probably like a foil cover too. Yeah, it's Jones. It's Jones who did it. That's what I thought. But you can see all the detail in his in Spider 299's suit. And it's just really cool. Really well done.
That was a hell of a run.
Yeah.
I took that look on the right, I put that eBay link. I don't know I know it's not that one you're talking about, but I guess French came out with one. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't like all the trade dressing on that though. It's
a lot.
It's too much.
Too European for you.
Oh, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
It completely detracts from the cover. There's some covers where, like Captain Marvel 14, I actually like the Euro variant because it's a virgin cover and it's foil.
Yeah, it is a nice cover.
They just made it look better. And Amanda Connor is kind of sometimes iffy, with some of her covers. Sometimes they're great, sometimes they're okay.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, my favorite cover of hers is that Convergence one. With Catwoman and Crypto.
Oh, I love that cover. The red one.
Fantastic cover. Yeah, it's just a gorgeous cover. I'm surprised it hasn't ever taken off.
Yeah.
It's honestly one of my favorite covers of the past 5 years.
Yeah, I like that one a lot too. But I think I got to wrap it up, guys. I got to call it a night. I'm the host, so I think if I leave, it all crumbles.
All right, guys.
Lesson learned, leaving it in my hands.
No, we had a good episode. I like it.
Yeah, it was good. It was extra long for episode number 25. So Monday nights, we'll be back again on the 29th. So
cool.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Peace.
All right, later.